these are the questions that has been saying that ATF has.
வணக்கம் மக்களே, வெல்கம் டு த ஸ்ட்ரீம். இப்போ நம்ம பார்க்க போகிறது என்னன்னா Dota 2 TI with international. This is a watch party with my friends sitting down. Let's go. இன்னைக்கு தமிழில் வேறு பண்ணுறோம். ஸோ நம்ம ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் பயங்கர கொஞ்சம் நாலேஜபிளான கைஸ் Dota 2ல. ஸோ they will also share their opinion based on the matches and watching. ஸோ நம்ம அதை கேட்டு கற்றுக்கலாம் கொஞ்சம் நிறைய விஷயம். Dota போச்சுன்னா you can also watch this to learn some stuff. These guys play crazy. இது வந்து ஃபைனல்ஸோட ஃபைனல் மேட்ச் ப்ராபபிளி. நான் இப்போ தான் வந்தேன். ஸோ லெட்ஸ் கோ.
His lane, so looking to maybe secure his pick later, and I think FU made a very good point about last picking Skeeter. I don't think it's like the S tier thing you can do with your Falcons. He's gonna do his laning stuff, they're gonna play through him, but you can take his hero early on in the draft as well.
It's also that thing where you can kind of bait XG to go for the saving supports, and then Snaking just suddenly plays like a silencer or something, right? Like you can draft a way to take away the fight. Marine, he's not getting access to his Sand Kings, his Shakers. Primal done really well in
CM costume போட்டு வந்தானே பாத்தீங்களா?
And it is also like important to know that for like the incoming
அங்க இதுல பின்னாடி இதுலயா?
ஓகே
என்ன ஒன் பீஸ்ல எங்க இருக்கீங்க கெஸ் பண்ணு.
எங்க இருக்கு?
எவ்வளவு எபிசோட் முடிச்சிருப்பேன்னு நினைக்கிறேன்.
1 hour கா? 1 hour கா?
ஆமா 950 வந்துரு.
சூப்பர்
யூடியூப்ல லைவ் போடு டைம் ப்ரோ.
அவனோட
என்ன விளையாண்டு இருக்கீங்களா?
டிஐ வாட்ச் பார்ட்டி
ப்ரோ பாக்கலையா?
Repeat myself, it's match point for Extreme Gaming, 1 game away from claiming the ages here in Hamburg. Let's see if they can get off to a good start with the draft here in this 4th game. We got Extreme this time on the Dire side, Falcons on the Radiant side, and it is, once more, Extreme Gaming with first pick, Falcons with overall last pick. And in terms of bans, so far, nothing changed.
Yeah, we've got the same, and I believe that it's XG who have priority. I believe that, like this, you know, the game begins outside of the game. They had choice, they take first pick, they know Falcons want to swap something up. I don't really see XG changing much, and I believe that Falcons didn't change anything either, even with their last 2 bans.
Correct. That is the same. It's also, okay, we're just running it back. Yeah. That's what's happening.
It's the same draft as of yet, but that's where it really shows that both Aoi and Zhao Wei, they identified that obviously the strengths from the previous draft, and I think for Aoi, it's like one key hero change, and they can all change. Like the silencer, for example, I just mentioned. If you have disruptions and saves and all this early skirmish, you cannot do it into a global, so maybe that could be an option later down the line at least.
I mean, the only problem, because I like Silencer too, but the hero seems to have like fallen off for some people. I don't know exactly like what the reason
எடுத்துட்டானுங்க ப்ரோ.
Other fighters
bro.
have stronger. There it is.
Sand King அதான் முன்னாடியே எடுத்துந்திருக்கணும்.
So, of course, they opted for the Pangolin last game in the hope to find SD. This time around, it's Sand King. It's explosive damage. It's going to be good, but you have to respect disruption can fully break apart Sand King's jump. So another way to find the SD would be quite nice, unless you're always jumping SD with the
XG will be very happy to run back the same support duo of Bane plus Shadow Demon. It looks fine for them, but I wonder if Falcons are gonna respect the SF that came out last game, because on paper versus Sand King, it should do the same thing, if not harder. It can win the lane, if not harder, than versus a Beastmaster and go into a triangle contest stacks.
There's also something interesting, like there's a high chance that Falcons, like the reason why they perhaps would not want to go for Pangoli here is that they feel like they just cannot squeeze in a Bane ban. Like they're not allowed to. In the first phase you can't, in the second phase they only have 1, so it's like, okay, maybe we want to play this hero, but it's honestly too annoying against
Kentex இது வந்து Dota 2 Kentex TI நடந்துட்டு இருக்கு இன்டர்நேஷனல் வாட்ச் பார்ட்டி.
Marine's very independent. In hard lanes, good lanes, he doesn't really need that much help other than crit making the stacks. So now they don't have to focus entirely on mid. They can really, hammer home that aggression on the side lanes.
But that's where it matters, right? Then they don't want to give XM a favorable matchup versus a Sand King. So
final match இது.
They don't want to have to input more resources into him.
நான் பேசுறது கேட்கலையா? இல்ல ஸ்ட்ரீம் அந்த இது அவங்க பேசுறது கேட்கலையா? அவங்க பேசுறத கம்மியா தான் வச்சிருக்கேன் நான்.
Who banned out the Sand King in the second phase last time around. Now they ban out the Pango that Falcons went for instead of the Sand King in that previous game. At this point, it was Falcons removing the Ursa, but they let that in. Respect that Bane.
It's respect on both sides, right? The fact
the
that
bucket
Exos still ban
Sand
playing
King,
game, right? They know what the hero
Pharaoh
can do
Demon.
against their playstyle, and then Falcons, you know,
Who
did they
doing?
want to use the one ban on the Bane? Yes, they did in the end. They know
Falcons
how much
Hoodwink.
Exnova's doing on it.
It's a very
Lesh
sneaky
right
hero.
Oh, this is just damage.
This is very, very strong. Like, Lesh alone, already we've talked about it so many times. XM Lesh is an absolute menace. You have an SD that's going to buff him up, maybe give him even more HP. You have a disruption save as well, and you continue to play forward. He clears your stacks. You're going to be incredible.
கேக்குதா கண்டெக்ஸ்?
By the way, that was Ahmad's sister in the crowd just now, and she looks so nervous for him, but he doesn't seem that nervous.
Oh, you kind of have to be nervous. Like, even, like I'm nervous watching them.
And of course, the classic ET, right? We've seen the combination with the Lesh and ET. We've seen Purge second play. Very, very strong combination.
பண்ணே தெரியுது.
ஆமா ஆமா
I think Falcons.
சவுதியா இருக்குமோ அப்படி யோசிச்சிட்டு இருந்தேன்.
நான் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் கேர்ள் ஃப்ரெண்ட் நினைச்சேன்.
டக்குன்னு என்னடா இது?
நான் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் அமர் கேர்ள் ஃப்ரெண்ட் நினைச்சேன்.
யாரு அமரோட சிஸ்டரா?
காமிச்சாங்க.
காமிச்சாங்க.
என்ன சரி
நல்லா இருக்கு.
விஜய் ப்ரோ கேம் விளையாடுங்க ப்ரோ. என்ன ப்ரோ நீங்க?
இந்த பக்கு வரன்னு ஏமாத்தி
நாளைக்கு வரும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். வரேன்.
சரி நீங்க ஸ்ட்ரீம் போடுங்க. கைரோ மறுபடியும்
யூடியூப்ல போட்டுருக்கேன், எல்லாரும் பாருங்க.
I think they want to fight early.
கைரோ, டஸ்க், சாண்ட் கிங், ஹூட்விங்க், திருப்பி ஸ்வன்னு. ஸ்வன்னு பேன் பண்ணலாம் நான் திருப்பி அவனுங்க.
இது வந்து தெரியல.
இல்ல லெஷ் வந்துட்டு எப்படி ஆஃப்லைன் போய் இது
லெஷ் மிட் ப்ரோ.
மிட் போய் பண்ணா. மிட் லெஷ்.
வெரியா இருக்கும் மிட்.
ஓகே. பட் டைட்டனும் இவனும் வந்துட்டு
சப்போர்ட் சரோடி மிட்.
ஆஃப்லைன் மட்டும்.
இவன் ஆஃப்லைன் தானே. ஆமே வந்துட்டு சேஃப் லைன் போவானா?
ஆமே சேஃப் ப்ரோ, ஆல்வேஸ்
சேஃப் லைன். என்னைக்குமே சேஃப் லைன் தானா?
அவன் எப்பவுமே சேஃப் லைன்
அப்படியே
தான்.
ப்ரோ மாத்தலாம் மாட்டானுங்க.
ஓகே.
ஒருத்தன் கேரி, ஒருத்தன் சப்போர்ட், ரெண்டு பேர் சப்போர்ட்.
அதான். இல்ல அந்த பொசிஷன்ல தான் எப்பவுமே விளையாடுவானுங்க.
ஆமா பொசிஷன் மாத்தலாம்.
பொசிஷனும் ஈக்குவல் டு ப்ரொஃபஷன்.
ஆமா
ப்ரொஃபஷனல் மாதிரி.
ஆமா
அவங்க வந்து மாறவே மாட்டாங்க.
பிக் வைப்பர்.
It's also annoying for Falcons. Slaughter is a hero that
ஆஃப்லைன்ல இருந்து வேணும். யார் ஆஃப்லைன்?
ரெண்டு பக்கமா ஆஃப்லைன்.
மார்லின் தானே இது சாண்ட் கிங்.
சாண்ட் கிங் மார்லின் சாண்ட் கிங்.
EGG
சென்டர் இருக்கு.
நேச்சர் ப்ராஃபிட் இருக்கா இன்னும்?
நேச்சர் ப்ராஃபிட்ல எடுக்க மாட்டானுங்க.
Dawnbreaker here that we kind of lost favor in could come.
Axel.
You have the Solar Guardian.
Axel எடுக்க மாட்டாங்க.
Axel
Now you have a core enabling the other two rather than always relying on the supports. Supports positioning in this game can be scary with Tusk jump, Hoodwink catching you or stanking.
எத்தனை வாடுறாங்க வைக்கிறது.
The defensive capabilities in amping up the fight.
I'm with you on that point. The issue is Extreme Gaming looked so good last game because they had like that short cooldown blink initiation from XXS. You go for Dawnbreaker, suddenly you're playing on longer cooldowns. You don't have that same means to go in and out of a fight.
அவனுக்காக அடிச்சிருக்கலாம் இல்ல இவனுக்காக அடிச்சிருக்கலாம்.
பேக் பண்ணிட்டானுங்க.
That could be scary.
அண்டர்லார்ட்.
Batrider is actually playable. I mean, one of the reasons why I like it is that Batrider, like, they're playing a lot of snowball saves.
சரி டிபி போடு.
இல்ல டிபி இல்ல இப்பதான் நான் வந்தேன்.
அந்த பக்கம் வரான்டா ட்ரிபிள் கில் டேய் போடா.
என்ன ஹீரோ பிக் பண்ணுவாங்க ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ்?
ஐயோ
ரெண்டு ஆஃப்லைன் பிக் ஆகாம இருக்கு.
ரோல்
பிக் வாட்?
ரோல் இன்னும் பேன் ஆகல.
ஹஸ்கர் கியூபி
ரோல்
ரேசர்
மிட் தான் ப்ரோ. மிட் ஐ மீன் ஆஃப்லைன் வேணும்.
டார்க் சீர்
ஆஃப்லைன் ரோல் ஓகே தானே? பண்ண மாட்டாங்க.
நோ ஐ டோன்ட் திங்க். ரேசர்
சென்டர் மேபி சென்டர் பிளாக் இல்ல. சென்டர் பிளாக் இல்ல.
பிரிசில் பேக். பட் பிரிசில் பேக் இஸ் கொஞ்சம்.
பிரிசில் பிளாக்கும் பிளாக் இல்ல. அதுவும் பேன் பண்ணிட்டானுங்க.
ஓ மேக்னஸ்.
மேக்னஸ்.
ban it some years ago, but now he's picking it. He knows what he's doing.
He's got beef with this hero.
XM.
He's got
This is a grand final
XXX.
hero if I've ever seen one.
I'm gonna go with this guy.
Magnus, oh my god.
தூக்கிட்டு போக போறான் ரிவர்ஸ் போலாரட்டே
ஐயோ
மேக்னஸ் ப்ளஸ் ஒன்னுங்க
அதுதான்
ஆமா
அவன் இழுக்க இவன் 2 வெட்ட முடிஞ்சு
the team fight is very good.
Extreme gaming.
Sand King பத்தி யாரும் தெரியாம பேசுறீங்க.
Oh, his Sand King is good, but how good is against this combo? Adashia.
The thing is, Leshrac is there, bro. Leshrac is a problem for Sand King. He can't just stand in Sandstorm போட்டு நிக்க முடியாது.
Keep in mind that Sand Kings can still go offlane if they want to set up Malrine instead. It is still a flex pick.
என்னடா பிரச்சனை
அதனால மாத்துவாங்க.
Into like BKB disable, like even if you go like for some quap or sniper to like win the lane, like they suffer later.
Maybe if the Sand King wants to go offlane, run back to Primal, at least have a hero that buys Blade Mail, the Leshrac, you keep running into the jungle, Amar then gets...
Oh, it's a bear though.
Ursa.
It is the Ursa coming out, a hero that's been banned a lot.
Amar.
Gyro support
Oh, Gyro support.
Oh, offlane.
Offlane guy. இவன் கேரி மாதிரி தான் விளையாடுறான் அமர் கேரி ஆஃப்லைன் மாதிரி.
Guys, you gotta respect this.
I respect the hustle. My guy's got
சேஃப் லைன் யாரு
சேஃப் லைன் இவன் தான் ப்ரோ.
Gyro
தான் சார்.
He does not give a crap. He's like, I will give me Ursa. I will beat this Sven online. I will not give him the game. I will be in their faces all the time. Who cares about team fighting? Who cares about map control? I'm just here to win the lane against Ame.
It reminds me of the other day where I'm looking at every hero and I'm like, nope, I don't like you, I don't like you, I don't like you. I don't know if he's going through like the same thing where he's like, okay, if I can't find something, I'm gonna ruin your game. So he's gonna do it to the carry again. I mean, they have to make something magical happen, like early game aggression. It is kind of just
this is a pretty good lineup.
and it's weird, but it can work.
Okay.
I'll say, Amar has played someone else before. Back in 2023 when he played Carry or Nigma Galaxy, one game and he lost. But it doesn't matter. He has that one game of experience. And the thing is, Amar, he plays like the offlane Slark 6-7 months ago. He wants to be annoying, like Effie mentioned.
அப்படியே இங்க நின்னு ஸ்டாக் பண்ணிடுறேன்.
He likes to be chaotic. I respect
அங்க
it.
ரெண்டு பண்ணி வச்சிருக்கேன்.
And I think being different in a
blink போகாம basher rush பண்ணி டஸ்கோட I don't know.
We talked about how Falcons need to do well in their lanes.
They're going to play aggressive
Strategy against Extreme as a whole.
Papa.
Can this draft do it with the Ursa offlane?
early game. But with Lesh also is a problem.
இங்கெல்லாம் creep இருக்குடா. நீ எடுத்துக்கிட்டீனா டக் டக்னு கோல்ட் வரும்.
Let me tell you, their windows are so tight. Like their frame of error are so little. The Gyro is going to get outscaled by the Sven. They have less team fight than on XG, and the high ground is going to be really hard versus Magnus. That's the issue. You want to snowball off of lanes, you're going to go high ground early.
Sven Magnus on main stage.
The time has started, yeah.
Oh, well, they need to do all these things, and they also need to beat the Ame Sven, which is a tricky one as well. Let's find out what's going to happen in this fourth game. We are maybe crowning a king after this one. It will definitely happen if it was up to this guy.
Ask will play an important role there.
We'll find out what the idea is right now. Game number 4 time.
நாங்கது ஸ்லோ பண்ணுது என்ன சாக்கடை கறாந்தாரு.
But it's an offlane Ursa. What do you think Falcon's idea is?
事情变得非常有趣了，对面选了最后一手拍拍熊，而且是3号位拍拍熊，你觉得他们的主意或者思路是什么样呢？
我觉得他们会像7一样的输掉。
I think they will lose like a maggot.
Whoa!
Oh my god.
What the hell? He did say that in Chinese.
இப்படி சொல்றான்.
Magnus has a lot of history. How do you think XXS's Magnus compares to a collapse Magnus, perhaps?
我们想问一下，你们这边的3号位，你觉得 XXS 的梦马跟 collapse 的梦马相比怎么样呢？
அக்கா ஜிலேபி பிச்சு போட்டுருச்சு.
XXS, his Magnus is also world's top tier, and we played it a lot in our scrims.
And we're going to see how good it is in a potential championship game. Hamburg, put your hands together as we get to this game number 4.
He
Extreme Gaming had the chance to exercise the demons of their history to right the wrongs
அந்த
of the
சாம்பியன்ஷிப் அந்த
past.
இடத்துலயே சோறு கட்டி அங்கேயே குடும்பத்தோட வாங்கி போடுறது.
Amar says, screw it.
நான் 3 நாள் நடக்குது 4 நாள் நடக்குது என்ன
தெரியல. ஐ டோன்ட் நோ திஸ் மார்லின் சாண்ட் கிங் எனக்கு தெரியல. நான் பார்த்தது கிடையாது.
ப்ரோ வெறித்தனம் ஆடுவாங்க ப்ரோ.
bro.
வெறித்தனம் ஆடுவாங்க.
It was Falcon saying, how many more cards do you have up your sleeve? And Amar, he got backed into the corner. He had to pull something out. Nobody could have predicted this.
இவ்வளவு தூரம் வரானுங்க டவருக்குள்ள உனங்கலாம்.
ஆமா டினை பண்ணோம்ல.
வா.
Man, what a pick to bust out
so aggressive actually.
Avery, I trust you to give it to me straight.
Yeah.
The panel said it's possible. It's possible. Well, anything's possible in the world of Dota. Is this actually going to happen, or is this just cope? What good is the
sniper போயிடுச்சுங்க காசு எக்கச்சக்க
Okay, break it down for me.
I mean, it's a great Ursa game. You know, he has great core matchups. Not a lot of control against him. Demonic Purge is probably the one spell you're most annoyed by, but it does relieve a lot of that carry pressure that was on the gyro. And it just felt like that gyro pick was not going to get it done. We saw it suffer in the last game. Falcons felt like they needed more scale. They were not going to tempo this game out. This is the pick to do it. All eyes on Amar. How much did you learn during your brief stint as a carry?
How much did he learn? How much did Extreme learn? Taking the Magnus, match point.
Whew. This hero, man, it always comes back in a TI final. The playmaking is too good. The displacement is too valuable. The potential for the big plays in the team fight is always online. XXS is a Magnus master. I agree with Joey. It's a very underrated hero of his. We often forget about it. It's only going to take a few good skewers in this game to break it open. Terrifying hero to play against when there's everything on the line. And there's not really a good counter to it. If you look at the Falcons lineup, your best interrupt is if you can land one of these stuns, but you know, it's not that Rubik lift. It's not the insta hex.
No, it's going to have to be a blink.
ரூபிக் லயன் இதெல்லாம் எடுக்க மாட்டேங்கிறானுங்க ஷாமன்.
But if he has BKB mag, there's almost nothing stopping his game.
Then there's only
அந்த மாதிரி ஹீரோ விளையாட பார்க்கப்ப இன்னும் இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங்கா இருக்கு. அதெல்லாம் எடுக்க மாட்டேங்கிறேன்.
அஷ்யூர்டா இருக்கணும்னு நினைக்கிறேன் ப்ரோ.
Both of their support players are absolute masters on it. It could have gone either way. And it's a hero that gives you that BKB pierce that I think they felt the pressure of lacking in that game 3. You know, when Ame goes in on this Sven and he is just threatening to chunk you down, what is the interrupt? What happens to stall his BKB and be able to turn those fights around? Tusk is a hero that can give that to you with punch plus the snowball save. It can do a lot here. Ursa can be a hard hero to jump. It's not as straightforward of a Sven game. That said, you always have the Magnus to bail you out if it really comes to it. Another just terrifying scaling lineup from XG. Another game where if you're Falcons, you want to get out ahead. You do not want to fall behind against this lineup at all.
No, certainly not. Feels like a lot of pressure. Like, sure, a lot of attention on Amar doing this secondary carry and off-lane Ursa. But doesn't this just put a lot of weight on Maureen's shoulders? He has to take the burden of all the initiation and all of the early and mid game for Falcons.
Does have a Sand King to do it though.
Oh my god.
Most explosive hero.
Sniper
really stood out on the Sand King here.
Pivotal
game 4. And they went for it into the Shadow Demon, which I think was the right call. I think playing the Roars into the late game against the Disruption just felt terrible for him. This time around, he's a lot more able way harder for Q to go in and stall up his presence in the middle of the team fight. He can still scale like a beast.
Burrow striking away, but XM still gets a good amount of Diabolic Edict damage on the Sand King. And it's going to be one of the struggles. Maureen won't be able to just exist inside of Sandstorm. He will be outdone by the damage over time.
So Falcons get their Hoodwink Sand King combo. This is a combo we've seen them abuse before with the amp damage from the boomerang.
Physical damage magic convert பண்றதுக்கான ஒரு இது ஒரு portion.
Disruption in the bottom lane, being run down by the Gyroclops.
Hello.
Shockwave trying to separate the two of them. Slowed down by the blood grenade and the first
Revenant's Bruce.
by Skeeter.
Hold on, வேற level.
The tower, but XXS not enough to finish him off. And just now noticing that Snake King off drinking buddies over the tag team.
This is their combo with the gyro, right? Drinking buddies him up, let the flak cannon go to work. Really nice damage buff for this hero.
இங்க ஸ்டாக் இருக்குடா.
They have really strong combinations in this game. Plus an Ursa.
ரெண்டு இடத்துல ரெண்டு ஸ்டாக் இருக்கு.
எல்லாருமே இம்மாற்ற எல்லாத்தையுமே வச்சிருக்கானுங்க.
ஆமா அம்மா ரமா அர்சா மட்டும் தான் ஒண்ணு இல்லாம இருக்கு.
எங்க இருக்கு
போடு.
அடுத்து இங்க இருக்கு.
விரியான சேவுங்க அது.
அதான் பிரச்சனை.
கொஞ்சம் வேற யாரும் உள்ள ஜம்ப் பண்ணியிருந்தாங்கன்னா காப்பாத்திடுவேன், கொண்டிருக்க முடியாது அவனை.
ஆமா
defended against Eknova, look back towards lane and then look into that wisdom shrine. Very nice sequence for him.
Speed
is going to be fat, and this laning phase turning once more towards Falcons. This series
stack
Arsa versus one தான் fight.
Falcons what to do here with their lineups. They're winning this one across the board. Triple lane win for them. Gotta be happy about that.
And got some ancient stacks, and the fact that they got that kill at the time that they did, it meant the less
அவ்வளவுதான்.
எப்பற சோலோ கொன்னாவன்?
இல்ல லைன்
அதான் எப்படி கொன்னான்ற.
ஸ்னைப்பர் தானே.
கிராஸ் ஃபயர் அது.
You take ancients, give the mid lane to the hoodwink. XM's not going to be able to kick crit out of your solo. Just super efficient early game here for Falcons. And you have a safe lane that's not easy to contest. Like, we saw the gyro getting forced out of the lane in the game previous because that starter had such a good matchup. The Mag is not going to do something similar here, especially when you have Tusk with early drinking buddies to back him up. These are cores for Falcons that are going to stand on these lanes, and they're going to stand on them for a long time. If you're XG, you're going to get forced into the jungle. You need to look towards the stacking efficiency here. It's going to be a defensive game from them.
நீ அடிக்காத.
Everywhere you look, Falcons max efficiency. Maureen's going to join them here in the bottom lane. Goes after the Shadow Demon. They've got him. Burrow strike underneath the Sandstorm. He'll try and disrupt. He can't even get that much off.
Guys are doing early ganks.
He didn't even pop the amp damage. He'll use it now to put pressure on this off-lane tower, knowing that the Magnus is not ready to contest.
That's super nice. Not normally a tower you want to prioritize early, but against the Magnus lineup, you open up these ancient camps.
நான் பக்கோட இது வந்து புடிச்சு இழுக்குது.
ஆமா silence.
Slow down a little bit more. Challenging XM with this early level 6, he can stand up to the damage of the Diabolic Edict. Crit though, he tried to make his way, weave his way through those trees. Too many heroes from Extreme Gaming up here though.
It is dead.
I think you just let Amar exist up here. Like, you have to expect XG are going to bring some numbers up here a couple times. Try and punish this offlane Ursa, but it's also not the best hero for you to play through if you're Falcons.
With that enrage on cooldown, Extreme have to punish him. He comes forward to try and collect some CS. That is greedy.
Easy. He's ready. Three stacks.
He managed to juke that one.
Can't juke this one.
Wander.
No, he jukes it. He gets down to low ground. Dodges the stomp. Now he dodged another poison. He is breaking it. Extreme will go.
Nice escape. Nalla best.
So much time wasted up here. So much God strength time wasted. And Maureen just soaking it all up, putting more tower pressure. That tier 1 bottom fell. He's now putting damage into this tier 1 mid. This is not a lot of people would expect to be taking tier 1s this fast in this game, but they just forced heroes off the lane. Rotations coming through. Skeeter TPing into them with this gyro. Once to secure the objective. Yeah, Maureen backed him.
ஏன்னா எடுக்கிற பக்கத்துல பாட்டில் இருக்கும்டா.
Skeeter will return the favor to Maureen.
And XG they're just stacking jungle. But this is a jungle.
They started ganking so early.
If you can't defend your own side of the map.
Yeah, you have two different stack clears between the Sand King and the Gyrocopter.
Imagine Falcons get in here right now. This is the recovery for XM. I mean, he's just trying to clear through this so it doesn't get stolen. He's just low mana.
Maureen so close to a Blink Dagger. Once he gets that. X-Nova, I think he made the read there. Snake King taking down the tree for a more optimal ward, but probably gives a sign to X-Nova to what's going on here.
They do clear through most of the stacks for the Lesh.
And now they're hunting for Ame, but Ame's already backed out.
This Sanking already has Blink, 20 gold. Another deep ward place. This is all to set Maureen up around the map, let him control the plays. Every jump from this Sand King with support follow-up should be a kill. Battle Fury Ursa. I was wondering if we were going to see maybe some fighting build. You know, there used to be like Diffusal builds of the past or something, but no, I'm just going to carry this game. Don't worry, Skeeter. I'll put you in my backpack.
Exactly. It's just so Amar. XXS chased after a missile and a snowball, and now the ultimate over the top. Double ultimates to secure the kill.
Beautiful connection there. This is why I like the Tusk for them so
La
much.
chance
I
yarrana.
honestly think they forgot about this hero for a little bit. They're like, oh yeah, we're super good at this hero. We have some of the best Tusk players in the world, and it'll give us a lot of more scaling comfortability. Nice combinations with our cores, great catch around the map. This hero gives you everything.
இந்த
As long as
match
you get it in the
Falcons.
lane, they did just that.
Similar play. Malrine has been hiding his blink dagger for about a minute here. Finally picks it up as Crit is ready to smoke him to part of the map that Extreme Gaming are inhabiting.
யாரு ஜெயிக்க போறா?
Everything is just coming together, and they have an Ursa. Smoke. Smoke is coming. Two-man team looking for Ame up here.
Malrine, he knows.
They are going to go
Crit had to go back to pick up Amar in this smoke, but Malrine, he's got the vision, and in Mame, there's no way out on this one. The kill will be taken
They
by
didn't even
Crit.
use ult.
But it doesn't matter who takes the kill, who gets the bounty for that. The important part, shutting down Extreme Gaming's carry.
It looks like XXS was debating,
Stacked.
can I go the Helm? Do I need to rush the Blink before I even go Helm with Dominator on this mag? I think he would have really liked to just get Helm and start farming up. If this game were a slower pace, that might have been the play. Now he's just considering I need a Blink and we need to go do something.
I agree with this. Things are escalating far too quickly. You have the Blink Dagger on the Leshrac. You can get the Blink Dagger on the mag. You can actually push back against some of Falcon's aggression.
They're looking to do just that. Gank the Snake King Tusk mid with the fresh Blink Dagger.
Tagged him with the poison.
Hesitant to go.
It's just a fine position, guys.
They're going to smoke instead. Look for a bigger target. They want to core off this.
Well, I'm not sure if they're going to find one. Crit
No
is
puedo
in
leer como
prime
limá.
placement here to break that smoke. Extreme Gaming have actually just pinged on him. Shinkiwi's not even going to get in range. They miss out on that. And Amar is backing away. This is going to be a smoke entirely whiffed.
Just awkward timing too because the Magnus Blink just arrived. So you're trying to make a small play with the Sledge, but you do commit the smoke to it. And now XXS sitting here like, guys, I rushed the Blink. Time to make a play.
Yeah, play around me.
You just don't have much map control, and we saw the stacks being cleared through by the Sand King. I mean, the stack differential in this game must be insane. How much that triangle was built up for the Sand King here. He gets an Arcane Rune on top of it.
Well, Malrine has already secured the early game for Falcon, so he can think about his own scale, which we've seen these Sand Kings. They just get stronger and stronger as the game goes through. This Aghanim Scepter allows this hero to do so much more in the late game than he used to. A lot of times, strongest period being that level 12.
14 minute zone contest பண்ண போறாங்களா ஸ்மோக் போட்டு full offense ஆடுறானுங்க bro. They're not even backing down. A single
70% of the map. Playing behind Skeeter and playing for that 14-minute Wisdom Shrine. Extreme, if they want to be able to contest this, it's going to have to be XXS pulling out a sick play. He's got the distance.
14 minutes.
Maybe pull them into that tier 2 tower area.
Got to scout with the ET Spirit here. Gain some sort of vision advantage. Scan lands, they know they're there.
Malrine, he blinks backwards. Skeeter, he's the one to play on the front lines. Gets a little vision. Spots XM. XM, he's in danger of being blown up right away, but holds the jar counter. He's pulled back with there.
Nice reverse polarity.
ஆனா ஒன்னால damage இல்ல. Leshrac is dead. Who is the damage?
He is blocked off, and now Falcons start making their retreat. Nova desperately with the stomp. He gets two. Ame, here comes the
Ame vara.
He makes the bro strike away. Malrine's out. They'll try and get Snake King, but a shards to block him off again. Ame.
Kairoku 2 core. This is pretty bad.
The path was blocked.
6 shards from Snake King there, salvaging that engagement. As Sven
4v5 ಗೆ bug ಬೇರೆ.
You are all done.
And Amar is absolutely right. That was a 4 versus 5 fight. I wasn't sure. At first he was talking about the Sven.
பயங்கர டாக்ஸிக்கா மெசேஜ் அனுப்புறானுங்க ஒரிஜினல்ல. எல்லா டிஐல.
That's the fight you're supposed to win. You win.
அர்சாவே இல்லாம.
The only downside of that is he skewered up out of the Earth Splitter. He was trying to get
அர்சாவே இல்லையாங்க.
அர்சாவே இல்ல அதான் 4v5 கேம்.
Next to Ame didn't pay off because he got stuck behind the shards.
I also think in that situation, you cannot afford the Leshrac to be the one to jump first. He does the most damage, and he rushed a Blink Dagger. He is not tanky at all.
He just sacrificed himself on the front line to try and get the clump, which he did do. I don't think that's a
But Lesh
terrible
செத்துட்டான்
recipe
RP
for a
விழுந்ததுக்கு
team
அப்புறம்.
They just couldn't clean it up. And Amar
Lesh
passed all
wait
the
பண்ணிருக்கணும்
way to
இவன்
the
உள்ள
bank. He
போய்க்கணும்
just gets
Magnus.
the free farm the whole time. Well done, team.
இந்த ஐட்டம் என்ன
Learning
வச்சிருக்காங்க
what Skeeter feels like every game.
That is 5,000 net worth lead, 7-2 to the favor of Falcons. Another 1,300 gold for that Aghanim Scepter for Malrine. Another 1,200 for Skeeter to get his own Aghanim Scepter.
This Ursa's forcing heroes off the map solo, man.
Yeah, just existing in this part of the map is limiting Extreme's ability to farm.
Tournament open
And soon he's going to have a Blink Dagger.
20 minutes bro.
20 minutes ஆமா
இது ரோஷ் வந்திருக்கும் 15 minutesல.
We'll keep farming. This team pretty hard to force them behind unless you just completely route them off the map. They'll always find something. You have a lot of cleave mechanics to go to work, so gotta keep hunting here with this Sand King. Keep putting Maureen strength to use. Combine it with the
Omni Slicer dodge பண்ணிட்டானா.
You lost some vision off of that fight. As usual, Esnova on point with the D-warding.
I like that Falcons went back to D-ward that high ground. Clearly in that team fight, Extreme Gaming played around a high ground ward. They take that off the map and just make it a little bit more claustrophobic for Extreme, who are currently huddled around each other in the mid lane.
For good reason. This gank coming.
ஸ்வென்னோட க்ளீவ் வந்து எப்படி வர்க் ஆகும் எவ்வளவு லெவல்ல இருக்கணும் அதுக்கு ஏத்த மாதிரி
டேமேஜ்
But then what about the top lane?
இல்ல அது அண்டர்லார்ட் மாதிரி வந்துட்டு இது குறஞ்சிருமான்னு கேக்குறேன் க்ளீவ் குறஞ்சிருமான்னு கேக்குறேன்
குறையாது ப்ரோ அதான் டேமேஜ் அந்த கீவோட டேமேஜ்
Very nice Ursa game.
see
Not a lot.
and the radius increase ஆகும் நினைக்கிறேன் see distance
passive
leave damage
passive
And in fact, this is the flip side of that matchup we saw earlier.
first 50% damage தான் cleave ஆகும் அப்புறம் 95 கடைசில and 700
Look at the Skeeter in that matchup. Falcons now reversing the script.
நல்ல இம்பாக்ட் ஆயிடுச்சு இல்ல என்ன சொன்னாலும்
ஆமா ப்ரோ அவனுக்கு ஆமா அதானே டேமேஜ் ஹெவியா இருக்கும்
ஃபார்ம் ஆயிட்டானா நல்ல டேமேஜ்
டிஸ்டன்ஸ் வேற ப்ரோ 700
Feels like Extreme are just going to forfeit Roshan. They're going to forfeit.
எங்கேயும் நின்னுட்டு இருக்கிறவன் செத்து போயிடும்
60% 650 தான் இது
Ursa's going to be able to take all these objectives for
பேர் என்ன அர்சா கோட இது பேட்டில் ஃபியரிக்கு
already ramping up for the high ground defense in late
பட்
game.
சொன்னோட இது கிளியர்
795
Died on this war down here while they're going back in. I don't know if this is where you want to be right now.
X-Nova sacrificing his life to get some information, and it will be his life, without a doubt.
Better him than a core.
That is true.
But you are continuing to give more momentum to the Sand King and make those objectives harder to contest whenever Amar feels the time has come.
போன மேட்ச் பேனும் பண்ணாம அவனை எடுக்கல அதான்.
How many more helmet doms does Extreme need at this point?
ஸ்னைப்பர் சத்தானிக் அவங்க எல்லாம்
Only have the one for now.
RLCS பார்க்கலையா ப்ரோ ஆஷ் ப்ரோ பார்க்கணும் ப்ரோ ஆனா இது
Just checking out
This
the top
match is
part of the map.
accelerating.
Anybody's here, anybody's farming up the ancients.
RLCS இந்த சைடுல டேப்ல ஓட விட்டுருக்கேன்
It feels like actually want to make a move with Ame's Blink. I mean, you can fight if you bring the Sven into the play and he's part of your initiation, but it's a very risky move for Ame. If that goes wrong, his game just gets thrown down the drain. And it's going to be an instant Roshan or whatever from this bear if that fight is a disaster.
Oh, certainly.
ஃபார்ம் ஆயிட்டானே ஸ்வென்
Without a BKB, there's a lot of magic damage in these team fights from
1000 தானே
Falcons.
1000 தானே டிஃபரன்ஸ் வந்துரும்
Means that you have to get if you are going to take this fight.
பார்த்துட்டு இருக்க மக்கள் நேரம் மறக்காம நம்ம சேனலுக்கு ஒரு சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பட்டன் நம்ம சேனலை சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணிருங்க நம்ம ஸ்ட்ரீமை லைக் பண்ணாம இருந்தா அதே லைக் பண்ணுங்க
The counter punch arrives and it's a big one.
Malrine plays off the disruption. And Jinkyu and a Helmadom creep will die.
I think he was disrupting to send his illusions out to scout. They saw him on the ward.
Yeah.
It's a set setup right there. Malrine says thank you very much. That's
Oh, they go for Roche.
Straight into the Roche pit.
Yeah, it wasn't going to really take much, that's for sure.
Now the real question is who takes this Aegis?
ஒரு ஷாட் வாங்கி வச்சிருக்கான் 20 மினிட் முன்னாடியே.
It's time to determine who the true carry of Falcons is, and it's Amar.
அம்மார் வந்து நீ என்னமோ பண்ணு, நான் ஆஃபர் கிடையாது, நான் தான் கோர் இந்த மேட்ச் பண்ணிக்கிட்டு இருக்கான்.
ஆமா.
You know what's funny on the road
போன
to
கேம்
TI,
இந்த
I
பிபி
asked
கேமும்
Amar,
அப்படிதானே.
said, should I put you or Skeeter for my core in fantasy? And he said, if you get good stats for farm, take me. That's coming true. Man had a plan. He said Skeeter's going to be the one making space for me, and it's happening in this Game 4 of the TI Grand Finals.
I mean, space is one thing, but he's also top net worth on this gyro. Like, both these guys are getting a lot right now. And this drinking buddy's tusk is still likely going to go into the gyro.
What the hell? He can solo. Solo பண்ண முடியுமா bro உனக்கு?
So second skill you activate before wait for it to come off cooldown, jump in, start hitting ulti, second skill again. So second skill ரெண்டு தாட்டி continuous activate ஆகிறப்போ பயங்கர damage. So அந்த damage எடுத்து விடுறதுக்கு ulti போட்டுறணும்.
Skeeter, he's backed away. It's looking like they're not going to get, I mean, they can maybe with the position take the safe lane tower, but a safe lane tower at 21 minutes
doesn't feel great.
No, not at all.
Third skill போட்டுட்டு mask of madness பூரா டக்கன் எடுக்கறான்.
Wisdom Shrine was going to spawn at 21.
Third skill இல்ல ulti போட்டான்.
Which Malrine he
What?
went for.
Malrine இன்னும் இது வேற.
டாக்கனால ulti போட்டானா?
எப்பவுமே ஃபார்ம் ஆர்த்து அல்டி தான் போடுவாங்க.
எபிசென்டர் விழுந்துட்டே இருக்கும் இப்போ அவனுக்கு.
Quick smoke from Falcons. Now they're looking to punch back.
SKக்கா.
Not a bad idea. Once the smoke play fails from XG, it's very likely they split up across the map to return to the farming patterns. Just miss
every 3 seconds.
மாட்டுக்கு டாப் டவர் எடுத்துக்கிட்டு இருக்கான். கரடி.
And on the other side,
they're going
back. The true threat is here. The two-man power team. So much burst damage with this episode.
இந்த அல்டே போறத விட்டு வலக்கத்துக்கு வச்சிட்டு நிக்கறான்.
But he cannot escape.
எங்கேயும் போக முடியும். அங்க போற அர்சா.
The bear as well. No wait. The purge. It slowed him down just enough. But even worse, it's XM. Now he arrives back into the fight, gets the stun. Strike to finish him off.
GG.
On the side of Extreme, the supports limp back to the base.
I mean,
அஞ்சு கேம் கொண்டு வந்தே ஆகும் போல இருக்கு.
He's a big price for sacrificing his positioning.
அதான் எனக்கு நம்ப முடியல.
என்ன ஃபால்கன் செய்யறானுங்களா?
ஆமா. early-ஆ புஷ் பண்றானுங்க. full push. 22ல வந்துட்டாங்க. T2 எடுக்க போறானுங்க.
It's just dissuading Ame from joining any of these early fights, and both of these carries are getting massively over.
Oh, he got BKB and Agnums also, bro.
Maybe you take down one.
Cairo.
You're going to be able to take down both. It seems incredibly unlikely.
He's farming fast.
Cairo's first
toss network. You're going to have to make some magic happen if you're XXS here. I mean, this has
been
gone back to time and time again in their run to this final.
Just 2000 damage.
Once more, it'll fall on his shoulders to find the skewers or find the RPs. Looking towards BKB Ags of his own would give him a lot more capability to do that.
BKB பின்னாடி போய்ட்டான்.
அடி வாங்கிட்டான்.
எல்லா பாமும் வெடிச்சிருச்சு. இதுக்கு அப்புறமே
அதான் எதுக்கு போனான்னு தெரியல. இப்பதான் குதிக்கலாம்னு நின்னுட்டு இருந்தேன்.
Any other options but just playing defense.
வாடா இப்ப வாடா பைத்தியமே. ஊசு கம்யூனிட்டி இப்பதான் எல்லா பாமும் வெடிச்சிட்டு மறுபடியும் பிரஷ் வைக்கிற வரைக்கும் போயிடுவான்னு நினைக்கிறேன்.
In theory, your lineup is great.
வரதா கேரி பண்ற மாதிரி ரெடி ஆயிட்டு இருக்கா.
I don't care how good your lineup is. You're down 30-40k.
இப்பதான் டார்மெண்ட் ரொம்ப முக்கியம்டா.
Gotta get something here. Snake King, he'll make it as costly as possible.
Blink
dodge and he blinks away. Ame tried to get the clean on him. Does not get the time.
I think this match is probably
snowball போறேன். எனிமியை பார்த்து போடாம அழகா
ஸ்லீப் தான். எப்பவுமே
creep பார்த்து போட்டு escape
damage tries to catch him in the shards. XM does manage to sidestep that one though. So a tool to use for the next 2 minutes. Damn damage rune on a Leshrac.
Magnus to stand in front.
BKB. The sad thing is he is still a ways away from that.
I mean, does BKB even help him that much? The bear gets on top of you, you get punched by the tusk. A lot of physical damage in this lineup, particularly with that drinking bundy's
going for Amar is going for this guy.
Might get a taste of the bear right here.
But ஏற்கனவே செகண்ட் ஆக்டிவ்ல இருக்கு பாரு.
Amar hunting him down, got a bash. Not required, but crit will lend a helping hand. Thanking Amar for the kill.
think that this game is done for good. These guys are just
do not have an answer to the
off-lane
was not on their bingo card.
Avery, tell me, what's the answer? It's the enemy team drafting 2 carries.
I've been saying we should do this for years. I'm from the NA region, Austin. We play with 3 carries. We were well ahead of the meta. I don't know why it hasn't been done before.
நாங்க 3 carry
what Extreme's going to have to do if we go to a game 5?
It might be. I mean, you just have to escalate, right? If they pick 2 carries, you got to pick 3. If they pick 3, you got to start building Midases. It's the only way.
அது வந்து இழுத்து பக்கத்துல இடிச்சு பக்கத்துல
ப்ளே முடிச்சிருக்கலாம். நீங்க செத்த உடனே இந்த நாய் போய் மேல அடிச்சு
some catch up gold here because the lead is just
அல்டி இல்லாம
spiraling out of control, man. Every minute this game goes on,
இப்ப எல்லா பாமும் இருக்கும்.
மறுபடியும் வெச்சிருப்பான்.
Oh, the upside for Extreme if they ever do find a 4th kill in this game.
மாண்டாக இது பண்ணிருந்தா தான்
they'll get a lot of comeback gold as they are
speed attack damage 110. Oh my god, அத போட்டு கைரோக்க போட்ட ஃபிளாக்ல என்னடி ப்ளூ.
If Extreme is going to anticipate it's going to be around that. Looking for any items that'll change the nature of this game. It's still XM's BKB.
I think Daedalus for Ame. Give him the big crit, empower this Sven. If you land some clutch stuns, clutch RP, clutch stomp on the Ursa when he's in range, stuff like this.
ஜைரோ அமாரன் நினைச்சிட்டு இருந்தாங்க.
Anybody down.
ஜைரோக்கு அதனால ஸ்பேஸ் நல்ல ஸ்பேஸ் கிடைச்சிருச்சு.
அமார் ஆஃப்லைன்
தான். On the carry.
Skeeter will have Satanic. And we aren't even
வாடா
going to be able to have a level 20 Ursa.
தூங்கிட்டே இருக்கான் இந்த டிராகன் நைட் தாயோ.
You have to kite somebody in this lineup. And it's likely the Ursa try and take down the gyro. Like you said, if Skeeter gets to next Roche, which looks really likely here, man, he is tough to bring down. Then you're going to need to get some good skewers here. Abuse the scouting from X.
block பண்ணிட்டு போயிட்டாங்க. உங்களுக்கு தெரியல.
Look for the RP, and then you have disruption to bail out the return jump from Falcon Sack. Kind of team fight. Maybe out
நீங்க காம்போ ஒரு தடவை கரெக்ட்டா போட்டாங்கன்னா அவங்க காலி.
On top of all of that, you have the Elder Titan to fish for the Magnus, right? He can keep on. If you're going to push into them, it's actually just so obnoxious. Stomp after stomp. If you ever do get hit by that stomp, you might get skewered back to the base, and then Demonic Purge and everything else you said.
There's that punch interrupt. I mean, Snaking can always bail these situations out. He's having a really good game on this Tusk, so he got a very early blink in this game. He's going to be farmed. Looking for a Yules, that would be another interrupt. Of course,
போட்டு ஃபார்ம் பண்றாங்க. ஆனா ஃபைட்டுக்கு எப்படி தான் கிட்ட மானா இருக்குன்னு எனக்கு தெரியல.
They're the BKBs for XG. I mean, this is their best time to strike back, right? Triple BKB core timing, long durations on all of it. If you can try and land an RP, all in some of these heroes, yeah, Amar is strong, but he can't power through everything.
Against seemingly insurmountable odds, Extreme Gaming, 5-man smoke, push out. If they get somehow a pick-off or a team fight that works for them, a fast Roshan could allow them to start changing the narrative of this game. Amar, though, he's fearless. He just jumped straight to XXS. Look at the damage he did. Both to XXS and Shin Q, who was in the way of that battle. And X-Nova is way out of position as his team got jumped. He hides away in the corner. Gets a good ward down to contest Roshan, but he TP's back. But now Ame spotted. He really doesn't want to have to use his BKB here.
Amar looking for another entry. Has this deep ward on the lane. Ult is up. That's an Ags ult too. Can't go on him first. They will get the D-ward though. Valuable D-ward here.
Information might just be their greatest advantage between getting the D-ward and having their own wards up.
These 5-man smokes are just usually not the ticket. And we're seeing XG all in their base again. When you're in this position, it's very tempting to just pop that.
21k bro. Farm difference. Custom.
You're still closing in on this Daedalus for Ame. You really want that item to try and make this comeback possible.
You know, Avery, it's kind of fitting. I feel like there's been a lot of nostalgia at this TI. And I'm really feeling it looking at this kill score. 12-3, 29 minutes in. I feel like I'm back in like 2014 Dota.
It's one way to look at it.
Yeah.
Be quite a different set of teams here if we were back that far. Some of the same players, though. does take around 10 years to win a TI.
போவோம் இது 5th மேட்ச் போகும் bro.
Very few Royal Roaders in Dota's history, that's for sure. All right, Falcons are the ones to have the smoke. With Roshan at its almost max spawn point, just another minute for that. They know it's guaranteed. They know it's coming their way.
இது தோத்துறனாக்கா சொல்லுவாங்க மூணாவது மேட்ச் முக்கியமான மேட்ச் எதுக்கு அர்சா எடுத்து இப்படி டிராஃப்ட் சொதப்பனாங்கன்னு தெரியல அப்படின்னு தோத்துறதா.
Just glimpses in that river around this bottom pit. Falcons, they don't want to reach too far with this smoke. Just clear the area out, secure the objective. Don't force a bad fight into all this turnaround potential. Yeah, you have an insane gold lead, but it can vanish in an instant. All this crazy scaling in AoE.
Put Extreme in a position where if 5 people inside their base to play for Roshan, they'd have to just go for a Hail Mary 5-man smoke. And you've only got one more smoke left for time being on X Nova. So Extreme say, just play for farm. Get an Aghanim Scepter on XXS. Get that Daedalus you were talking about on Ame. This Roshan will give them a solid 30 seconds, maybe even a full minute to get some farm. Ame maybe could take a Tormentor if he's real quick with it.
I think you gotta get something right here. Aegis onto the Gyrocopter. This time around, Skeeter takes it. He will siege the high ground with that item.
The harder hero to get a good skewer back on, right?
100%. And even if you do, he might be able to survive through with Satanic. There's the Daedalus though, so big crit's gonna come through. That's an empowered Sven. Almost level 20 as well. Does have the gunpowder gauntlet. Insane.
Yeah, again, they know they'll come, no?
Might just decide
well,
to fight.
Yes, he may be behind the Gyrocopter and the Ursa in net worth, but the Empower adds so much. The Epicenter fine gets the Magnus, though.
What happened to the guy?
Ame is going to try and chase after them, but they're already out. They're up to the high ground, and you cannot go blind up there.
I mean, also the Magnus is your catch. He gets found first. Your chase potential or looking for anything else goes down the drain.
So God Strength used 70-second cooldown. What is Falcons going to get done in this window?
Go high ground. At least threaten it. Look for some opportunities on the jump from the Ursa while the gyro hits. No Magnus, you're not afraid of the skewer play. Drinking Buddies gives you the flak. No one can really approach here. An awkward glyph timing too. That was not the greatest.
No, with the wave not even there yet. An Octarine done for this Ursa. He's getting to that untouchable state where he gets to 25. He's jumping around with the Earthshock all the time. He will just be perma-enraged.
Look for the skewer.
Got the skewer back. No save this time. Snaking trying to pull him back. Shockwave dilutes him a little bit deeper. XXS got to be careful though. The second carry almost dies to Amar, but the demonic purge is there from Shin-Q. Good responses from Extreme, but it simply doesn't feel like it's enough.
Gotta find ways to output damage, and that means waiting for God Strength to be back up. If Ame's available for that jump, there's turnaround, but he's still waiting on the cooldown. 2 seconds left for this ultimate. Gotta fish again, gotta find another skewer.
Skeeter getting closer and closer. Ame goes to challenge him, and he's pulled away a little bit by the Drinking Buddies. Now he pops the Satanic, and it's Ame's turn. Ame's low, corner HP. He needs to be able to hit something. It's finally gonna be snaking. Gets that kill, starts backing away, but here comes Maureen with the Epicenter to slow him down. They take out Ame. Extra in trouble outside the base. He'll be run down as well. 2 cores on Extreme.
No, Sand King எடுத்தாலே ஒண்ணும் செய்ய முடியாது.
In a position to push us to
Magnus
game 5. It is
force பண்ணலாம் bro அவன அவுட்ல பட் Magnus எப்படி ஆறானே தெரியல. What the hell?
This series will go the distance. I don't even remember the last time we had a game 5 other than those Spirit series going way back to those TIs.
Yeah, that was the last time. TI-10 was the last time we had it.
I mean, we've just had so many
total destruction. அப்படியே வச்சு நசுக்கிட்டானுங்க போட்டு.
Just thrilled to have a game 5 between any 2 teams, let alone these 2. That is going to be an intense single game of Dota. Behind so much legacy.
போங்க bro நீங்க என்ன சொல்றீங்க?
A couple of 2-timers in there, a 3-timer potentially.
காதலே உள்ளுல சொல்லுங்க திருப்பி.
ஆமா சொல்லுங்க Trinity.
அம்மா இருக்கான்ல.
I just can't
ஆமா.
believe
அவனோட தங்கச்சி திரும்ப காமிச்சாங்க பாத்தீங்களா?
ஆஹா இல்லையே.
என்ன bro? அது தங்கச்சியா தெரியல.
தங்கச்சி தானே சொன்னான், சிஸ்டர் தானே சொன்னான்.
சிஸ்டர்னா அக்காவும் இருக்கலாம்.
என்ன அர்த்தி ஜெயிச்சிட்டானுங்க ப்ரோ இந்த வருஷம் வேர்ல்ட் சாம்பியன்ஷிப் ஆல்
என்ன வயசா இருந்தாலும் எனக்கு ஓகே.
அதான் அதான் சொன்னேன் பாத்தீங்களா, அந்த டஸ்க் என்ன வேலை பார்த்துச்சு பாரு. டஸ்க்
And it's just insane how one-sided these games are as a result of that draft, and that is why it is so crucial to take as much time as you can to figure out what strategy you need for this final game. One of these teams
ஃபாலோவே பண்ணது கிடையாது. So I don't know.
Let's head back to the panel to break down what we could be seeing.
சரி இருங்க, இதெல்லாம் பேசட்டும் வந்துடுறேன்.
Right.
Oh, it's crunch time, all right, for the teams for sure. I can't even imagine the pressure they must be feeling. But we're going to take it slow. We're going to break down the game we just witnessed because it was kind of one-sided. Effie, we did say that Falcons, they had a shot if they did well in the lanes, and we were wondering if that Ursa was going to work. It worked out.
It worked out so well. Not only did they win their lanes and just do the typical Falcons, farm the entire map, choke out the enemies, they made no mistakes, right? The issue would have been if they were going into that Magnus high ground too early, if they were playing into team fights maybe at the wrong timings, if they went to an incorrect side of the map. They just had so much discipline in this game on Falcons.
I mean, the confidence of Mar, right? Your final pick in the draft, you know that your carry gyrocopter isn't going to be able to outscale your opponent, and your offlane is getting banned out. So then you go for, you know what, I'm going to go for an Ursa. He doesn't play it competitively. He plays it in his pubs. I'll give him credit. He's using his knowledge of his pubs that he doesn't want to show in competitive. And randomly, second competitive game on Ursa, this is it. I'm offlane, I'm into a Sven, I can combo break the Magnus. But who else would truly draft in this style? To
Disables பத்தல bro அவங்க சைடு. Extreme side disables பத்தல.
And then you're going, you know what, Amar, what are you doing in your pub?
Belladino was a very bad pick.
6 months ago. Yo, it's working out. Let's try it in a potential elimination game against XG. And then to dominate like this. He even said it himself. He's 45. He did nothing. It didn't work.
I mean, I'm kind of shook, and I wouldn't be surprised if XG, at least during the game or still right now, have like a little bit of this feeling going on. Offlane 24 pick Ursa. This doesn't exist. This is not real, but it just hit you and it destroyed you. Like they win on this, and I will say it's not just Amar and it's not just Ursa, I mean, on his staple SK, he destroyed X and mid. They played so well in the early game. And they go for everything that they do whenever they win. They go for all the lane winning stuff. They play the map. XG, they looked a little bit hurt in this game.
I love the fact that Snakey also went for drinking buddies, right? They turned this lane into such a dominating bit of aggression. Drinking buddies onto the gyrocopter, you can chase down the lane. You also then have the saves throughout. So if the game was difficult, Snakey would have been able to step up. But it was so snowbally that we didn't really get to see it shine. But changing up the facets, playing for the offlane Ursa, I don't think it's ready for any of it.
So funny to me watching the Ursa just play in the bottom left corner of the map while the rest of his team was fighting on the other end. He just bought a Battle Fury from the offlane, but here we can see Mallory as one of the standout players. We can talk and talk and talk about this Ursa, but the real factor of this game is what it has always been about all of Falcons wins.
என்னது எனக்கு
மாமியார் தான்
ரைட் இது வைட்டில லைவ்ல வேற இருக்கேங்க
லாஸ்ட் மேட்ச்ங்க எவன் ஜெயிக்கறானோ வின்னு
I think a critical thing Falcon identified during the draft is that Sven, Magnus, all these heroes.
இல்லையே நீதான் அவனை தூக்கிட்டு போயிட்டியாமே.
Keep doing farm, right? They're never overlapping their heroes.
எங்க போனா அவன்? பொறுப்பே இல்ல அவனுக்கு.
Lesh might rotate, but it's not as explosive.
நான் தூக்கிட்டு போய் ஜெயில போட்டேன்.
They want to sweep.
அச்சோ எங்க ஜெயில போட்ட?
That farm game has been punished once again.
எங்க ஜெயில?
What I see also is I think this game is
எங்க இருக்கு அந்த ஜெயிலு?
fix kind of everything for you because like this is not
இந்தியாலயா? இந்தியால எங்க இருக்கு?
But this also goes to show you that this game is so complex. You can do so many different things. Because I'm pretty sure if you ask a lot of people after this draft, I did not think the Falcons draft was going to work out. That's one of the beauties of this game where you don't know whether it's going to work or not until you actually see it.
DTV ஏன் ஜெயில போட்டீங்க? என்ன பண்ணாரு அவரு?
மரியா
going to be a tough puzzle piece to solve.
And
it's like it's honestly so crazy. Like I'm still in halfway of like disbelief, but we have to show. And guys, quick reminder, this is not carry to carry comparison. This is offlane guy Chad. You know, last pick calls for like some Amar Ursa against the Ame Sven. Because Ame on this hero looks incredible, but at this point in the game, look at his hero damage, 1500. He hasn't dared even to touch a hero in this game, probably apart from the laning stage. Amar, higher net worth, perfect items, got the axe to break him free, the basher to play aggressive. Yeah, I don't know where to go from here. I'm a little worried for XG.
The fact that he was just farming so freely on the Ursa and Key, he had the gem on him, right? Because Amar, the way that he played this Ursa is when, you know, he had that short stint playing offlane Slark. I just had like deja vu watching him. Like, you basically get 2 or 3 items, you run through the map, you keep the warding, you're inviting the enemy onto you, right? That's kind of a Falcons thing, right? Some player at some point, if they're thriving, tries to bait their opponent. And when Amar got the gem, got all this, he was doing it exceptionally well.
Yeah, it was, I mean, you might have thought at some point that it looked like a carry Ursa, but it was a frontlining tanky Ursa.
Yeah, exactly. And I have a very brief clip to kind of summarize what I was, or show you what I was talking about just there. But yeah, the way that Amar played it, of course, they have a 20,000 gold lead. It's easy to kind of say this is good, but even if this game was closer, Amar would be playing in the same way. If this
Martin 40,000 போயிட்டான்.
100,000 gold lead, he's still going to
Hello?
do the same thing. He's going to run in, use the gem,
Trinity,
jump the
இருக்கீங்களா?
line, and in the pressure of the draft,
Trinity,
identify how do we stop
யாராச்சும் இருக்கீங்களா?
and have additional scaling.
Hello.
Now that you think about it in hindsight, of course, it's like, this is a really cool pick. So again, props to Amar and Aoi.
40,000, 25,000, 121, 121, 930. Nice, nice.
And again, it was so cool, very fun to see it on the mid stage from the offlane.
Trinity போயிருப்பாரு எங்கேயோ.
They always do to no punishment in that early game. Before Ursa could even be a factor, the best thing that he did for his team in that first 15 minutes was win the lane. That's what he picked the hero to do, right? But still, you got this Snake King on a save support, different than the ones he's been playing, but he got it. Malrin, he got his Sand King. Crit got his Hoodwink.
Yeah, it was very good looking for Falcons, and we keep mentioning they had a very strong early game. And what exactly happened in that early game, Purge?
The Ursa got to do whatever he wanted, and that was the entire point of this pick. They were trying to dismantle the laning stage for what XG had, and a lot of that comes down to the Elder Titan here. He's supposed to be able to punch and fight his opponents, but because Ursa is stacking damage every single attack, in a lot of cases, X-Nova just stopped hitting him. This was actually one of the few times in the entire laning stage that they ended up trading, and from there, Crit basically messed around over on the right side, trying to stop pulls and things like that X-Nova's trying to do, and then eventually the supports just left the lane. And no joke, we are 8 minutes in. You remember this gank that happened where Amar dodged a lot of stuff and they played the music and all, that where he actually got low? Look at this tango in his inventory here. That is one of his 3 starting tangos, and we're 9 minutes into the game. That is how little harassment there was in his lane. He hit creeps, and Ame hit creeps. So it was kind of just, the game was solved in a lot of ways based on him just picking his hero. He got to get his Battle Fury on time, he got to get his Blink Dagger, and then he just became a normal hero. The game smoothed out because it was a bit of a farm fest. And then, again, the best things that Falcon got was they got the Malrine Sand King, which is ridiculously expert. I've made so many segments like this where Sand King does this stack clearing, then he goes into a teleport, into a gank lane, which he does very expertly here at 7 minutes. Usually goes to the off lane, but this time doing the safe lane. They kill the Shadow Demon. They take the tower with the Sandstorm. Very broken stuff. You know what he does next? He always takes a second tower. Here it is, 10 minutes in. So they get the lanes they wanted to. They get the ahead Sand King that they wanted to. They get the Blink Dagger at 11 minutes. And then they take their first team fight and they don't get crushed in it. And from there on, the game is basically just in their hands. They have a gold advantage. They have map control. They have the heroes they want. They have multiple carries in this case, which made it even better against Sven. They basically just took the game in their hands with that Ursa pick.
Thank you very much, Purge. That was a very strong Ursa pick. Very good game from Falcons, and definitely something we're thinking about for Extreme Gaming going into game number 5. But we should talk a little bit about game number 5, because after that game, we will have a new champion for the International. And I want to focus a little bit on the people that we have on stage. You can make a great case of why anyone deserves to win the International, if there ever is such a thing. But I want to just quickly touch upon one certain individual. And we might do some other ones too, but I think for one certain individual, it's not the first time he goes to game 5 of a grand finals. It doesn't happen very often, guys. It does not.
It can't happen again.
If he wins, it's like you've broke the curse, you've done it. If he loses,
that is lifelong trauma.
Yeah. I just, it's not only
lifelong
that,
trauma.
Going to game 5 again, it's 2-2, but it's like Magnus is also like the bane of their existence. Whether you pick it yourself or they have it. Like, you have to, like, what, get the hero, like, out of the game as a whole in, like, bans? Because it's really in your head right now.
They just need to relax, okay? They need to regroup. I like what Cap and SVG said about how draft-dependent this series has felt.
Yes.
This almost feels like coach versus coach instead of player versus player. So what we really need right now is for both of these coaches to focus on what they do best. For Extreme Gaming, what they need to think about is that mid lane. Sure, there was an offlane Ursa, but what happened ultimately? Mallory got to play Dota the way that he always does, and he set the pace for his team. When they were shutting that down, they were doing great.
Yeah, Maori feels like the life of the team. As much as, like Effie's mentioning, the hype of everyone else, I fully echo that. Maori has to be shut down if XG want to try and take the game 5.
And then we also should make a case for the other side, because yes, it would be fantastic in a whole full circle situation for Ame to be crowned king with the squad, of course, in Extreme Gaming. But on the other side, I do want to highlight that there is another person that could be an uncrowned king as well, in the name of Crit, who has attended his 9th international, the longest consecutive amount of TIs of any player that is here at TI, Kezu. And you can make a strong case for him as well to take this
You
one.
can make a case for, like, so many
Yes.
of the players on stage, but especially him. He keeps getting his hoodwink over and over. And I will say his game 1, it didn't look particularly great, but he's been stepping it up every game of the way. And he's got the experience. Like, when you look at the other players like Amar and Marine, I'm sure that they give so much, not just in, like, your own gameplay, but how do you help them? How do you keep them cool? How do you go into the next game? So, yeah, I mean, you can't really say that someone doesn't deserve it, but you have so many, like, all of them, they're just playing their hearts out, and just gonna have to wait and see.
Cannot, may the best team win, may the best uncrowned king win.
Yeah, I mean, for both, it is quite an achievement to get to this point, and then I'm gonna have my heart broken and be happy at the same time at the end of that 5th game. That is for absolute sure. And I do want to talk a little bit more about the coaches in the draft and how important it is, as our commentary team mentioned as well, because there is one thing that I have noticed in these last 3 drafts, and I'm not as Dota nerdy as some other people, so I look at other things. I look at how much bonus time people have left. I find that interesting because I can't compute the draft in my head as fast as obviously the pros on stage can. And some people do it a lot faster than others. The bonus time left for the teams at the end of the game generally is about 10 seconds, and sometimes 0. I mean, it's high pressure stakes, totally normal. On the side of Extreme Gaming, they seem to have come in with a plan every time, leading into 1.5 minute, 2 minute bonus time being left over.
But if you look at the drafts, it doesn't really show it. Actually, it does, all right? The Extreme have always been first pick. Falcons have
Yes.
always been second pick.
Every game.
Yeah, like when have you really remembered a grand finals where pick and side, or sorry, pick specifically, has always been the same way? Normally, you kind of bounce back and forth. It's like, oh, okay, they got second pick, they win. Let's take it away from them next time. Let's try and show them our strategies. The fact that we have 4 games in a row with the same pick side, pick order, is incredibly rare, at least.
Yeah, and I think also it's like the way it works is that first pick, you set up your stuff, like you make it happen, and the second pick team needs to respond to you. And I think it also goes to show that Falcons were kind of pressured when it comes to the draft too, because they're running out of the clock. They had to go for a last pick Ursa, which is, again, it's incredible. And I think also like Amar deserves a lot of praise. Like the first time you're on the final stage, you're playing the grand finals, you bust this stuff out. This is not normal.
It is not. For the last time, give it up, people. These 10 players and their coaches. This is an absolute marathon in this best of 5. And they are heading into the 5th game of a grand finals of the International. I cannot imagine the pressure and the emotions they must be feeling right now. And the trick to be able to let it all fade away and focus only on that game of Dota, that is a trick that you don't get to practice very often, Tigo.
No, not at all, right? To be in this position, it is so rare, right? And of course, that is now going to be testament to the maturity of the players, the experience that they've gained throughout this tournament, the emotions that they've had to harness through game 1, 2, 3, and 4. Everything now comes down to this 5th and final game.
My eyes are on Ame right now. How are you feeling? You've been here before. This is not your first game 5 of a grand finals. Are you going into this one with confidence, or are you shaken a little bit?
3 times a charm, I think.
And it's also, he's not the only multiple times guy. You have Jinkyu and Xnova. They've also went 2 and 3 in the losses before.
I hope none of them are thinking about it, though, all right? That is...
How can you not?
It's impossible not to.
No, I mean, Zhao Wei's had a chat with them. He's really dialed them in.
Yeah, he ground them to watch their face.
Yeah,
like, you have to go in like hardcore to like drain that out. I think it's near impossible.
You've got Crit, on the other hand. He looks locked in. Like, he's ready. They're happy with what happened.
I mean, absolutely. If I play some 4 Hoodwing and my bear is just smashing people left and right, and he alt-chats 4v5, I kind of like that even. You know, the alt-chat is considered BM, but I think put yourself in the zone that makes you feel at home. Try to lock out that you're sitting in front of thousands of people, hundreds of thousands watching at home.
They were listening to that guy doing the interview in the crowd, right? He said he asked Amar to do some all chat to win the game, and then he did it. So whoever that guy is, yeah, shout out. You helped to win the 4th game.
It worked out. All the positive words coming from the crowd during that time, they paid off. They made it happen. Falcons made it happen, and we are having both teams on match point and only one to come out victorious. And the pressure is mostly on these 2 players. For one, it's the drafting, as we have pointed out how important it is. But we also have pointed out quite a few times actually already before coming to the grand finals, XXS for Extreme Gaming has been a cornerstone. He has been the one leading the charge to victory, and he is getting targeted in the ban so heavily.
He's been the heart of this team throughout this tournament. Like him on his Blink Initiator type heroes, especially his Shakers, his Centaurs, and what have you, his Mars. Falcons identified that they don't want that smoke. They're gonna take away their playmaker. And he's kind of running out of heroes that can make the same kind of play. That is why they went for that Magnus in that last game. They wanted that hero with a low cooldown on that skewer to be able to start the fights for them. But like if your hero pool is getting banned and at the very end your Slardar is getting taken out, it doesn't leave much for you.
It's why Falcons are enjoying being second pick, right? Because they're entering the phase of the Mars ban, Centaur ban, and Shaker ban. When you look at the heroes he's played, how it's not easy to craft the Slardar lineup or a Batrider lineup, but the first heroes that I mentioned, you could first pick them in any draft, and you can eventually build something to fix some of their weaknesses. But the Slardars, the Batriders, it is a little bit, more niche.
To me too, also it's 2 games in a row where they had the Skeeter Gyrocopter, and there must be something for XG also that they need to think about. Like this hero will come out over and over for Skeeter. We saw it even in a matchup where I would say it's a very hard game, but they don't care. But the thing is, with the bans that you're mentioning, it makes the hero a lot stronger.
We also did learn something where they banned the Slardar in the phase after picking Gyrocopter, and XG had the ability to pick Sven or Slardar there. So Falcons kind of told XG, like, we're scared of this hero. So if the same draft is to happen again, that could be the change that occurs, where they pick the offlaner slightly earlier to protect it from later bans.
And for Falcons, so long as they get their hands on a Mallory hero in a game where he's uncountered by XG supports, because that's what it feels like the draft was about a few games ago, they're chilling. They're the ones who are daring XG to make a move, come into our triangle, shut down the farm, play into our 7 to 10 minute tower pressure we're applying to your safe lane.
I mean, the momentum is definitely on the Falcon side. Like you go down, you learn a few things, and then you win this last game in that fashion where you gave XG a lot of the things that they wanted to. The Ame Sven, you let him open with the SD again, you had the XM, Leshrac, the Blink Initiator on the offlane, you had the X Nova like on his staple heroes too, and you went straight through it.
All games though, it's been one after the other, as an extreme one game one, Falcons 2 vice and continuously like that. So it seems like the teams are adapting just slightly. At this point, we would expect Falcons to also adapt, obviously, but they need to be one step ahead. They need to know, they need to get into the minds of Extreme to think about how they would adapt after that previous game.
Adapt, and that's the thing where for XG, they can't get in their own heads, right? Because we've seen before, the offlane Husker to beat out the BB, I think it was. And then you have, the Ursa here as well. Like, sometimes in certain pick positions in the draft, you can now go, wait a second, they've not done it yet, but people start suggesting new heroes and maybe gets a bit more, emotional because Amar is ready to do things that he's doing in his pubs, but not in pro play. That can really impact a draft.
I mean, it's also like these are the type of moments as a player, like you live for a game 5 on the grand finals. Like if you can just try to enjoy and embrace, and I think it's also one of the reasons why OG did so well. Like back then, like you have to, even as stupid as it sounds, you have to enjoy the game. Try not to overthink, like have fun, go with the heroes you can play, go with your comfort and make it happen. Because a game 5 grand final at TI, it does not get more special than this.
I mean, they're an hour away from lifting the Aegis, right? Opening the booth, confetti falling down. It is, one draft. It's so close for both these teams.
It is so close. One more game. We are going to that game 5. Let's get ready.
Team Falcons versus Extreme Gaming Grand Finals. Game 5.
And we were wondering how things were going to get shaken up for this 5th game, and there is a very clear difference going into this 5th game. And we have Extreme, Radiant, Falcons, Dire, but the biggest difference is that Falcons, for the first time in this series, first pick.
It's a big change, and it's a change that I kind of like. I would have already liked it last game, but I believe it was XG who had to face, and they were like, haha, joke's on you, we're not going to let you switch it up. But this time, Falcons, they win the last game, and now they force a switch up to not make it easy for XG, so I like the start.
With only 3 bans now, we've seen those 3 bans be used with the 3 offlaners plus
Crazy
the
match,
Siren. So which offlane are they going to
இந்த மேட்ச்ல யார் ஜெயிக்கறாங்களோ they'll be crowned as the Dota TI champion
at all in the first 4 games?
My heart says Earthshaker. Like, if you're going to pick between the Earthshaker and the Mars to give to Extreme Gaming, you might as well give the Shaker and try to beat it on lane, because Mars does not need that much. With that Eul's and that Blink, you're playmaking.
What stops Falcons doing? Why not they first pick the Mars for ATF?
Yeah, there's a lot of options. So you've got the Chen, you've got the Enchao, the Sand King as well. Mars, probably one of the next heroes.
The other one that they have banned out almost every single time is the Monkey King.
Yeah, and this is the thing. Like, you are first pick. You are forcing XG to at least give you something.
Pick your poison, or you leave both in. And you get the chance to pick up one of the 2 yourself. If that is a good trade, I'm not sure. We'll see where Extreme Gaming goes with this one. As they are thinking about this, it will still be the Monkey King ban. So we're leaving that Mars in the pool for now.
So Mars is in the pool, Shaco can be in the pool.
I mean, I would not be surprised if Falcons it's a Mars best hero. It's been one of the heroes of the tournament. You can slam in the Mars, but of course, there's a lot of mind games going on too.
நீங்க வேணா பாருங்க bro, போன தாட்டி XG Gaming ஆள வெளிய கூப்பிட்டு பேச வச்சான், அவன் தோத்துட்டானுங்க. யார் வெளிய வந்து பேசுறானுங்களோ அவனுங்க தான்.
X hero they get Mars,
right.
Like maybe they want to bait it. So many layers. It really just depends on what Aoi wants to do in this start. Oh, ATF actually.
அந்த மாதிரி தான் அது.
Yep.
So இந்த தாட்டி யார் வெளிய வந்து பேசுறது பாப்போம்.
They are deciding.
This is the most time used in this entire finals in the pre-bans before the game starts.
It is the most critical entry to the draft though. The wrong ban here, the wrong pick, it can
XG
set
is first pick
to a very difficult game.
I'm of the opinion that if they want to first pick something else, like the Pango or the Beastmaster, Mars cannot be the hero that's given away. It's got to be the Shaker you give away. If they ban the Shaker, then as you guys mentioned, you have to take the Mars for yourself.
This is tense moments in the booth. Tense moments on the desk here too.
I have nothing to say. I'm waiting. I'm hotly anticipating this. And they
okay,
Mars ban.
Okay, there we go. Mars ban.
Naga sir.
It's a Naga. We actually completely forgot about that because it's been first phase banned every single game, and not just in the grand finals, but almost the entire tournament long. This is a very strong hero.
Greatly apologize for forgetting about this hero.
Making support.
Making in the hands of any player right now at the international. The map pressure that you have, the ability to
anyone there? Hello,
reset
nothing.
any
Welcome to the
There's
stream.
a reason this is one of the most contested heroes at TI.
It's good to see you.
Probably not a good reason why we forgot about it, but it doesn't matter. They have access to the hero in game 5.
I'm only seeing 2 heroes on the screen, and I'm like feeling anxious, excited. I don't know, but these are iconic TI heroes. You have the song, you've got the Echo Slam, you have XXS hitting his hands on one of his best heroes, you have Snake King. He's won TI on this hero before, just a couple years ago. Like, he is no stranger to Naga support.
I don't even care about analysis anymore. I just want more team fight. I just want to find these 20-minute, 30-minute, 50-minute moments where both teams can throw absolutely everything and show their individual skill to try and win this game.
Rubik.
So far, all 4 games of this grand finals have leaned heavily one way or the other. Hopefully, game 5 we can wish for a very close, even team fighty back and forth.
I mean, it'd be the only
Hello, Kegda.
Such a fabulous TI, right? A game 5, tier 5 neutral item, refreshes and everything.
Well, the strongest supports of
நீங்க பாருங்க bro,
I'd say
யாரை
are
வெளிய
out,
கூப்பிட்டு பேச
so this
வைக்கறாங்கன்னு
supports
பாப்போம்
anyway,
bro.
with the
அதுதான்
Snapfire
bro
and the
மேட்டர்.
Hoodwink removed.
இதெல்லாம் மேட்டர்.
Carolan is welcome to the stream. Thank you so much.
Yeah, XG
கேம் ஆரம்பிக்கிறப்ப யாரை வெளியே கூட்டு வந்து பேச வைக்கிறாங்க.
Double supports ban as well. Getting the spirit inside the song to get the sleep.
செட்டாரையும் பேன் பண்ணிட்டாங்க. ஃபேன் கிங்க பேன் பண்ணிட்டாங்கல. கன்ஃபார்ம் தோத்துறாங்க.
That's one of the best heroes you
நம்ம
can
சேனலை
have.
புதுசா
இருங்க நாங்க
கண்டென்ட் பிடிச்சிருக்குன்னா help me grow the channel by giving subscribing to the channel. Subscribe பண்ணுங்க. ஓ
He's lagging. He doesn't have it in there.
no.
Oh, Dota 2.
Dota 2 disconnected.
We will never know.
The biggest cliffhanger I've ever.
That's more important than I'm winning TI at this point. Get this man some internet. Hotspot.
Thank you bro. Bro.
It's all good. We're focusing our attention on the pick coming out from Extreme Gaming.
என்னங்க இப்படி
Banned out the Amar Bristol.
அது என்ன இப்பவே அன்லாக் பண்ண முடியாது.
And it's up to them to see
அது
if they
வந்துட்டு
still
அவன்
see
அந்த
a
இது
hero
ப்ரோ
in the
கிரிம்சன்
pool. Shadow Demon
அவன்
once
பை
again
பண்ணிருக்கான் bro
played
அது
it
ஃபேம் ரைட்
phenomenally
இல்ல
It's just a
if you attend
comfort hero,
TI
right?
they'll
You
give you
always
that
know that
crimson
you're gonna have
treasure.
the stacks up, but you have that
Oh,
safe
okay,
hero
okay.
to play behind your hyper carry. If you're in a game 5, you want Ame to put this game on his back. You want to make sure that your heroes can enable
disruption
him. The other day
control.
when he was playing anti-mage,
கேக்குதா
you know
மக்களே
what heroes
TI
were on
யாரா
his team? One
இருந்தீங்கன்னா
safe
உங்களுக்கு
support plus a
கிரிம்சன்
shaker,
அந்த ஒரு
and they played
சேஸ்ட்
out of their
கொடுக்குறாங்களா
mind
Dota
to
2ல.
keep him alive
You guys
to
play Dota 2.
eventually win the game.
It's a good thing. And fantasy யாரெல்லாம் என்னென்ன போட்டிருக்கீங்க இந்த ஹீரோஸ் போட்டிருக்கீங்கன்னு நீ பார்த்துட்டு இருக்கவங்க கமெண்ட் பண்ணுங்க. அண்ட் என்ன பர்சன்டைல இருக்கீங்கன்னு கமெண்ட் பண்ணுங்க.
You can block the triangle.
Let's share our info.
Honestly, quite the incredible hero you're having.
auto lose. Thankfully எடுத்தாலே
saw
auto.
it in game 3, right?
பேன் பேன் பண்ணிட்டாங்களா?
என்னோட fantasy.
நாங்க ஃபர்ஸ்ட் பேன்
It's a good fantasy actually.
அப்ப
நல்லா
இதுவரை எடுக்கிறதுக்காக தான் பேன் பேன் பண்ணிருக்காங்க.
இதுல ஏதோ இருக்கு ப்ரோ பாங்கோல ஆக்சுவலா நாகா பாங்கோ காம்போ நல்லா இருக்கும் சாங் செட்டப் பண்ணி
ஆமா நாகா சாங்ல பாங்க விட்டுட்டே இருப்பானா
The question is now, do you worry enough about the Pango?
Bro, Naga
where you wanna
sangla
counter
Pango
pick
உருண்டுட்டே
here
இருப்பானா
with a wyvern
ஒரு
or
தான்
something like that?
GG.
Or just go for something standard and go for something standard they do on Falcons with the Disruptor.
This is filthy, absolutely filthy, right?
Summer
This
team
game
fight.
progresses, you know XG want to play it late. Now you're playing into the song setup, Blink Dagger, potentially for snaking, jumping into the middle of the fight. You find 2, 3, 4 heroes, Ag Static Storm on top, no one's pressing a single button.
I have a quick question. Normally, Naga Siren and Disruptor are played on snaking as position 5. What's the difference here? What do you think is going to happen? And should we keep
அடுத்து
on
என்ன
our
பிக்
radar
பண்ணுவாங்கன்னு
that
ஏதாச்சும் கெஸ்
actually
இருந்துச்சுனா
does
நம்ம
play
chatல
Naga
கமெண்ட்
Siren?
பண்ணுங்க फ्रेंड्स
Yes, but I would expect that, I mean, the thing with Disruptor and Naga, both, I mean, ideally Naga's 5, Disruptor's 4. I don't know if you guys agree at this point.
Most likely, yes.
But the fact is, at this point in the stage of the tournament, depending on the lane setup, depending on the vibes, you know, everything can change, but I expect Naga Disruptor to be the support.
இன்னொரு சப்போர்ட் இருக்கு
When I say Disruptor,
Oh,
and it's
checker.
being run as fort, it screams
Yes,
to
of,
me that
yes,
you're
of,
gonna bring
okay.
heroes early to that enemy safe
Epic
lane,
days
kill
of.
him, and then try to glimpse him back, try to exploit
Nice
what
kiss,
he's able
bro.
to do from the 4 lane.
Enna bro?
Something that can come through the gate would be incredible. If the carry can join in,
Refresh,
just
refresh.
give Skeeter a Sun Hero.
But it would be poetic.
Late
right?
up hoda.
For some reason, Skinner wants to take it to carry, and you know, a hero that.
பஜ்
Put that aside, most likely support.
I mean, you have XG who are looking
லைஃப்
at
ஸ்டைல் எடுத்து
X-Nova's hero here, most likely.
Yep. The Bane has been first phase banned, so that's out. Can't repeat that support combo.
They can go back for their ET, or they can go the
go
counter pick
for
route
it.
of Brim or Wyvern.
Why not bring back the Mirana? Have the invisibility, ensure that you're not found by
Yes,
the Naga
sir.
Siren at the start of the fight. So you have a bit more positioning and map play. You
No.
have SD Mirana to
Mirana
prevent
பத்தி
that, it's a bit
பேசுறானுங்க
more
சுஜி
aggressive. Utilize the lotuses to
Mid
find out these clutch
திருப்பி
moments. If you are stuck inside Static Storm,
ராணா எடுக்க மாட்டாங்கடா.
ஆமே இவன் பேந்தம் லான்சர் எடுக்கலாம்ல பேந்தம் லான்சர்
go
பேந்தம்
for
லான்சர்
Pugna.
யாரு ஃபேண்டம் லான்சர்
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if
எடுப்பானோன்னு
Falcons like
கேக்குறேன்.
end up jamming.
அவனுங்க
Skeeter
ஃபால்கன்ஸ்
heroes.
அப்ப
எடுத்தா
இவன் off lane
பொலிதான்
இவன்.
I think you've played it before.
ஃபால்கன்ஸ் பேர் எடுத்தா பொலிதான்
Heroes that you
ES ஒரு போட் வச்சு குத்திடுவான்
honestly just see nothing wrong.
But Pugna
இல்ல
does
ஆஃப் லைன்ல
mid.
SF தான மிட்
we keep mentioning, right?
Pugna mid.
Support
Pugna
XG,
mid.
how they thrive, right? Now
Mid
you have
ah.
the Pugna and the SD together.
Yeah.
You offer up
Oh,
a core,
then
even if they're out of position or getting
ES
jumped,
mid
there's
ங்கற.
so
ES
much
mid
turnaround
இல்லையா?
potential. so much survivability.
ES mid, SF carry.
SF
I
carry.
just love the concept of double save supports for Ame on this game 5. Like, just give him his perfect
Oh,
future,
Medusa.
but also Pugna versus Pango. Beautiful
Medusa.
dynamic. Pugna can protect
Ban
himself from
பண்ணிட்டாங்க
Pango rolling on the
எடுத்துட்டாங்க
backline. If he
எடுத்துட்டாங்க bro.
decriminalize himself or the target
Falcon
that's getting
எடுத்துருக்காரு
rolled on, they take no damage.
மெடுசா இருத்தாலே இது ஆட்டோ ஜிஜிரா.
Both of these lineups are so like
AM ban.
like on their
Easy
own
AM
accord and
ban.
what they can do, how they play around
என்ன
each other, who are you
யோசிக்கிறீங்களா
making space for,
AM
who's gonna like help you and
பால்
abuse
ஏம்
the
ஆர்
fact that
லூஸ்
you can go in
அவ்வளோதான்
for
இவன்
me, I can go
அவன்
in
கண்ண
for you.
மூடிட்டு
It's
ஏம் எடுத்து வச்சு
as Hero
ஜாலியா
Medusa too,
ஆடுவான்
it's not
மெடுசா
something that
இருந்தா
you
AM
see every day
AMPL
from him,
ban
because
நினைக்கிறேன்.
usually he takes a little of the less hard carry approach, but he has
Yes,
also
AM
played this
ban.
many times.
It's a Medusa that
AMPL
can
PL
tank
தான்
an
ban
echo slam,
பண்ணுவானுங்க.
walk into the shadow fiend, doesn't really care, right? You can now it enables the disruptor Pango and Naga to choose when they want to fight. Of course, Medusa will need
Yeah, the picks
a
are
couple
pretty
items to
strong.
be able to do that. But once you enter the mid to late game, that we are
அதெல்லாம் மேட்டர்
expecting from both
கிடையாது.
of these teams,
கேம்
Medusa
ஆரம்பிச்சோன்னே
will
யாரை வெளியே கூப்பிட்டு வச்சு
happily do it.
பேசுறானுன்னு பாருங்க.
Hear me out. This looks a little bit scary for Falcons
யாரை
just
வெளில கூப்பிட்டு வச்சு
conceptually based
பேசுவாங்கன்னு
on how
சொல்லிட்டு
they've been playing, right? They don't have that
Huh?
strong follow-up damage from position
யார்
4 that
கேக்குறானோ?
they always have to play with their
Dude.
mid
அதான்
laner. They're
தூப்பா.
gonna play a slower game because they have
எது
Medusa
யாரு?
and Naga Siren, and their Pango
இல்ல
isn't
யாரை
gonna have
வந்து
the
வெளியே வந்து
easiest
கூப்பிட்டு வந்து
time
பேசுறாங்களோ அவங்க தான்
getting
ஜெயிக்கிறாங்க
them
அவங்க
because of
ஆப்போனன்ட்
double save supports.
தோக்குறாங்க.
So you're
அவங்க
just
தோக்குறாங்க.
gonna
அவங்க
work
தோக்குறாங்க.
on a team
யாரோட
late
கோச்சை
game,
வெளியே
this
கூட்டு வந்து
extreme gaming,
பேசுறாங்க.
who are one of the late game teams.
தோத்துறாங்க.
Is this the correct
அந்த மாதிரி
choice
தான் ஆச்சு
in
ப்ரோ.
terms of
கண்டினியூஸா
strategy?
தான் ப்ரோ ஆச்சு.
I'm not
We answer
sure.
that in an hour's time, please.
Like I see a similar problem. You have Medusa,
விட்டானுங்க.
Disruptor,
என்ன
Naga
குடி மாதிரி
Siren,
பேசிட்டு
very
போ அவன் சொன்னானே
traditional,
they will
low
lose like a
damage
mega
Medusa
dub
who doesn't join.
இவங்க lose ஆயிட்டானுங்க
Pugna against Pango,
அதான்.
you pin the crab,
போட்டு குத்து குத்துன்னு குத்தி விட்டானுங்க
and not
மாடல்
just that, but you have set up
என்னடா
Ame for
பேசுற
an
அப்படின்னு.
absolute last
Fuck
pick
ban.
in this game for XG as well.
Both
PL
teams,
man.
their ability to progress the map is locked behind their cores joining.
Come on,
PL out,
come
I
on.
don't know how they
Let's
deal
go,
with
go,
it.
go for the
Pango can roll
500
in, a disruptor can rotate
sub
and kill you
goal.
off. So I think both teams have subscribed
Maybe
to
today
PL ஆமா
reduce it to
எடுப்பான்ல.
200 sub.
our way into the
எடுப்பான்.
game. Probably maybe a low kill score, but then when it ramps up around 20 minutes
Invictus
or so,
Gaming.
that's when the fighting will begin.
Navi.
It doesn't go
2011
snowball in
Navi.
some of the other drafts that we've seen.
It's not at all.
No.
You know, earlier this year that we had a lot of Medusa on the offlane.
ஓ வர்ஷா
I would
எடுத்துட்டானே
like to
ஓகே.
see it just in the
ஓகே
camera.
தட்ஸ் ஆல்சோ குட்.
Yeah,
ஆமா
okay.
நல்ல வேலை. அது ஒன்று.
Well, let's see what Falcons will go for in their last pick. They still have to keep in mind that Ame has not gotten his hero yet.
Yeah, it's kind of on Amar here, and you're thinking a lot of steps ahead. You're gonna be discussing, okay,
Underlord.
what is Ame very likely to pick? What can I take here? Potentially on Amar, all Marine that can dissuade this pick that we don't want them to have. Or if they do go for it, then at least they can't feel as good about it.
ஆஃப்லைன் தானே
I think
வரணும்.
for Ame, just anything that goes in, just get in and fight. You have double save supports. You have the Shadow Fiend who's going to provide a lot of range damage, and that's why they take out his Ursa and Anti-Mage, two of his go-in heroes. What does that leave for him? A Faceless Void, or does he want to switch to a completely different archetype and try to play a ranged carry versus Medusa? Personally, I would prefer if he just went in this game.
It also depends on the lane setup, right? If they see a weak off lane based on Pango going to mid and there's something exploitable, then that could potentially change.
Magnus.
And they go for the Magnus themselves. Oh. XG could not win. Well, take the Aegis with the Magnus.
எவ்வளோ டீம்
And
ஃபைட்
Falcons
இருக்குது.
take the Magnus
ஐயோ.
themselves in game 5.
Nice. Nice on the Magnus too. I
double
will
nice.
say this is this can be poetic either way. Let's just leave it at that.
They are trying to cause mental damage right now on Falcons. They want to force
Juggernaut.
a game 5 Magnus game.
Oh, a staple.
Jug.
Now, yesterday you guys
Jug.
said that Outworld
Okay,
staff,
that's an
you know,
interesting pick,
doesn't matter if
actually.
team
My
gets
favorite
Outworld
carry.
staff as the neutrals because it's good anyway. Can be good anyway.
This is a
But
crazy
SF
game.
mid.
This is honestly
SF
this
mid
is
தான்.
absolute crazy. Like Ame has had
இவன்
years to
FTK
think about
வந்துட்டு
what he
offline.
wants to slap
நீங்க ரெண்டு
Magnus
பேரும்
with.
சப்போர்ட்.
It's
No, no,
come
no,
to
no,
the
no,
jug.
no.
It has a good matchup into the Medusa. You can buy Manta, you can go Diffusal, you can play fast. You
ஆமா
have
பக்னாவும்
ஆமா, 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 ஆமா.
டீமனும்
Siren as well.
சப்போர்ட்.
I think that Dota is going to do all the talking in this game.
Exactly. I
இவன்
mean, he's
farm
trying to
பண்ணா
carry
போதும்.
at least
இவன் ரெண்டு
the
பேரும் farm பண்ணி ஒண்ணுமே
skirmish in the
கிடையாது.
early to mid game. He's not going to get caught off by glimpse. He can, you know, spin away from that in the later portions of
எனக்கு
the game, depending on how it goes.
Falcon
he has
draft
some
தான்
flexibility
நல்லா
to get
இருக்குன்னு
around the fight,
தோணுது.
ரோல்லாம் இல்ல அவங்க தான் ப்ரோ நல்லா இருக்கு.
கும்பலுக்குனால எக்ஸ்ட்ரா முடிச்சிருவாங்க ப்ரோ.
Song, Static Storm, RP's getting
கும்பலா
dragged
இன்னைக்கு
in.
பட் குதிக்கிற இடத்துல
கூட இன்னும் ஒருத்தர் இருந்தாலே போதுமே.
கும்பலே நிக்க
அவதான்
மாட்டாங்க.
கும்பால நிக்க வாய்ப்பே இல்லைங்க.
நீங்க எல்லாம்
மெடுசா இங்கேயே தூரத்துல இருப்பான்.
மெட்ல இல்ல மெடுசாவை நடுவுல விட்டுருவானுங்க நிக்க விட்டுருவானுங்க.
has a better draft.
எல்லாம்
Actually,
இங்கேயே உட்காந்து போனாங்க.
Falcon has the better draft actually.
pivot from
Actually,
everything
carry
else
வந்து
losing them play.
ஜக்க
This is
தவிர
not the
எதுவும்
silent
போக
Dota
ரொம்ப
that we've been
பண்ணுதுல்ல
playing throughout this
போக
entire
போக ரொம்ப
TI,
பண்ணுது
and they just want to out-execute in that late game. Whereas for XG, this looks like their drafts. This looks like their bread and butter. And Ame called for this
இதெல்லாம்
last pick
ஓவர்
Juggernaut. It
குசியா
looks like a
வேலை
great
இது
Juggernaut game.
To me, this game is all about XXS on the Earthshaker,
அதான்
Amar on the Magnus, and Lotus Orbs. And the
ஆஃப்லைன் தான் ப்ரோ கேமே டிஃபைன்
Critically,
பண்றேன்
Falcons though, Marine at least has a hero to play into the game. That's what we've been wanting to see him to play. When he's not on that, they struggle. But he can activate the rest of his team. Even though the style feels different, Marine, he's sticking true to his guns. When they win, he's on an aggressive hero. And Pangolier, he can do it all.
May the best team win.
May the best team win.
Yeah, Kesu, it sounds like
சரி
both
இப்போ
teams
யாரை வெளியே
kind of
கூட்டு
got
வந்து
what they
சொல்றாங்க அதான்
wanted
மேட்ரு
from this draft of Game
I
5.
absolutely think so. Like, this is what you wanted to boil down to in Game 5. You have
Yaar,
a good
Jake,
draft,
ऊपर
you have
टक्कर
your
निकालते
comfort, you let the gameplay speak.
Oh, we're going to let the gameplay speak for sure. But first, we're going to let both of the
ஓ
coaches.
ரெண்டு ப்ரோ
கடைசியில் எப்படி ஒரு ஆப்போசிட்
என்ன ப்ரோ ஏமாத்திட்டாங்க ப்ரோ ஏமாத்திட்டாங்க ப்ரோ
யாரு முதல்ல பேசுறானோ அவன் தோத்துருவான்.
ஆமா அப்படியே சரி இவன் பேசவே இல்லையே இவன் மட்டும் பேசுறானே ஆக்ஷன் ஸ்லாக்ஸ் மட்டும் பேசி
So there's one question that matters, my friends. Who will be the man? And who will be the maggot?
ஓ
அது வலிக்குதுடா.
ஐயோ யாரு பேசு
அதான்
ரிங்ஸை போட்டானுங்க
உலக்கு விட்டாங்களே தெரியும்.
I have to say, this stadium, Barclays Arena, you guys have been
எங்க நடக்குது
amazing.
பார்த்தாலே எனக்கு கடுப்பாகும்.
ஜெர்மனி
All the way up to the
Germany.
top, from every corner of this goddamn building, there are Dota fans filling up this space and making some noise. And I just want one thing from all of you, all right? I want us to have some fun. And let's make some fucking noise! Game 5, Falcons versus Extreme. Let's get it on.
இவனை பார்த்த கேப் ஓவரா
A
பேசுவான்.
series goes the distance. Think about how many hours, how many thousands of scrims, tens of thousands of pubs, hundreds of thousands of moments thinking about what you would do if you were here in a Game 5 TI Grand Final.
for first blood on
And you know
Juggernaut.
these two teams have thought about it a lot. You do not want to leave this stage with regrets. Not now, not when you have come this close
ஆளாளுக்கு
to
ஒரு ஒரு
tasting
இது
immortality.
இருக்காங்க.
There is so much history behind TI, so much history behind these players.
Actually
so many
முன்னாடிலாம்
of them
வந்து
have been working at
the mid
for
was
this exact
like dominating the
moment. For
game.
years they've been dreaming
ஆமா,
about
Mid
this
decides the
moment.
game. இப்போ ஆஃப்லைன்
Now
தான்
it's all about to
முன்னாடிலாம்
happen.
மிட் தான் மேட்டது
Nothing will
அதெல்லாம்
be
ஒன்றும் இல்லை
clean. It is going to be a dirty game without a doubt.
Pure magic as the only term for it. Man, if you are a coach of one of these squads, I would not want to be backstage watching this unfold with no ability to control it.
Heart
The
palpitations,
draft
man.
is set. The players are just going to play out your picks. And I mean, my God, a last pick juggernaut.
முன்னாடிலாம் ஆஃப்லைன்
You have to remember
லாஸ்ட்
this
ஹிட்
Ame juggernaut.
ஃபார்ம் இதெல்லாம் கொஞ்சம் ரொம்ப முக்கியம். இப்பெல்லாம் அவ்வளவு பெரிய மேட்டர் கிடையாது. ஐட்டம்ஸ் தான் மெயின்.
ஐட்டம்ஸ்
அந்த ஐட்டத்தை ஃபார்ம் பண்ணிட்டியா அவ்வளவுதான். ஸ்பைக்
Ame will go back to it here.
நீ 5000 தீட்டு இருந்தாலும் சரி 6000 தீட்டு இருந்தாலும் சரி எட்டு செகண்ட்
This
பிளிங்க்
is what he chose. This is what he has to live with and what he has to make work here.
I won't lie, I felt a pit in my stomach when I saw the Magnus come up for Falcons. I saw Ame facing a Magnus in a TI Grand Finals Game 5.
Not again, not again.
Okay, let's talk about it. Let's break it down draft-wise, because the games have been incredibly one-sided. We've been here before. We've all been here. Well,
the
maybe some
disruptor
of
தான்
you haven't,
பார்க்க
but a
பயமா
long
இருக்கு
time ago, we had TI3. Right?
Did good last match
Goes
bro.
to a game
எனக்கு
5,
ஸ்கோர்லாம்
but those were
எகிரிருச்சு.
some one-sided games to lead up
26000
to
போயிடுச்சு கிரிட்டிக்கு.
Drafting, there was a lot of back and forth all the way back
critic.
then. There is now today in this series. Who do you think, in your opinion, who do you think walked away with the draft win?
This is honestly impossible to call. I cannot call it one way or the other. I give a very slight edge to Falcons because They got Naga Siren, and this hero has been a
because
team
I
fight
predicted
terror.
that's just
But XG got some decent answers to it. They got the Shaker in response. It's a great matchup. You have long range disable. You have team fight. They got the XM Shadow Fiend that was a monstrosity in that game 3. They have their saving supports. They didn't want anything else. This is everything they want in the lineup.
But the thing is, they took this, this person, Demon.
Can you make these picks pay off?
It's a big counter for this Medusa. Getting Medusa illusion.
Yeah, gets another enchant totem. And with
AM
it's amping up the damage. Don't forget about
Medusa butterfly வாங்குனதுக்கு அப்புறம் எடுத்தானா போச்சு. If they don't have a way to deal with the illusion, no issue. ஒண்ணுமே பண்ண முடியாது.
No kills just yet. But the CS score is looking mighty fine for Extreme right now.
Now doing dispersion illusion is hits harder.
It feels like who pulls ahead in the early game.
Shadow Demon
pulls ahead more in the mid game and who closes it out.
Do you think that this is supposed to happen? When it comes to the look, I mean, we've got the Shadow Fiend versus the Pango. I feel like that is just a write-up. Pango's gonna, or excuse me, the Shadow Fiend's gonna walk away with a victory on that.
Auto lane win there. I think this juggle free farm no matter what. You can't stop him with a Disruptor 4. This looks like a lane victory for XG. They put themselves in a solid early game position. And this is also not the fastest lineup we've seen out of Falcons, right? They went for Medusa, they went for Magnus. This is not a classic Skeeter hero for a reason. It doesn't make early rotations. It doesn't join the fight super early. It does give you more scale. Will that scale come back to haunt you, though, if it gets reflected off of some Shadow Demon illusions? You can turn this Dusa back against the team itself. There's a lot of small interactions like that in this game.
Disruptor எல்லாம் செத்து போயிடுவான் bro அந்த illusion.
I mean, this is a combo. I don't know how many times I've heard AUI talk about his love for this combination. I played on a team where he played Carry Naga to set this all up. He loves this little combo. I've been waiting to see it in this event with how popular the heroes have been. It will finally get busted out in this game 5. Absolutely deadly in the late game. The sleep into the lockdown Static Storm. You have a disruption to soft bail you out of that situation, but there's a lot of team fight to back that combo up. There's a lot of burst damage.
In that case, do you favor Falcons going into that late game? If we get into that scenario where the teams have not been able to roll over each other with an early game advantage and we push it late?
I mean, honestly, I hate to say this, but it might come down to Omni Slashes. It's a gamble of a spell. I mean, you go in there, there's Lotus Orbs, there's Outworld Stabs. So much can go wrong, and yet so much can go right here. If you land the perfect ultimate, it can break that lane wide open.
Disruption set up, Fisher block off, a bit of damage. Snake King, though. Naga Siren, a very tanky support. And once again, Crit's going to make the early TP rotation for the punish on Extreme Gaming. That should lock it down. XXS has nowhere to run to, and First Blood is claimed by Crit.
He makes the same rotation top he did in that other game. Turn that lane around for Skeeter. Secure this safe lane farm. Do not let XXS get aggressive or have a free farm time up on this off lane for XG. He has been their biggest playmaker. He is their playmaker in this draft. The game becomes a lot slower for Extreme Gaming, and then you're relying on the lane win from this Shadow Magnus. Which, by the way, he is winning the lane CS, but this Pango has been farming jungle incredibly efficiently. Maureen is getting through this matchup.
XXS, he knew there was going to be some sort of glimpse shenanigans here, and now with the Fisher, he's trying to save his support, pull back in. Once again, this Gorgon's Grass is turning out beautiful when he's got so much set up for it, both the pull-in of the Ensnare and the Glimpse.
You have to find a punish somewhere on the map. This is just a straight tri-lane now from Falcons, and guaranteed kills with the net plus the glimpse.
You can't really punish the solo offlaner here. It's a double Bracer Magnus, and you've got Pugna Juggernaut. You're just not going to get a kill with that duo.
It's the downside. No disable on this Pugna to set up the spin kill. Means X-Nova's going to have to win.
Early Rolling Thunder goes after XM. Malrine gets stuck on the cliffs. Still able to find a second hit, but now it's underneath tower. And XM, he's trying to get off the Requiem. Unable to do so. Maybe he can threaten it now. Oh, man, he's get a big heal off the Magic Wand. Malrine's the one to die instead. The race to finish him off. And now the punishment comes in twofold. The Shin Q managed to get a disruption for a second kill.
They punished them.
Taunting Malrine. He was already walking away with the lane win, but now he's got a massive lead. 57 CS.
4 stacks.
3,200.
The fifth. It might get the kill.
Ooh, it was close, but not quite good enough. A raindrop is what separates Snake King from life and death.
What a kill attempt from Malrine. He played that lane so well, salvaging it in the jungle, dodging the rough parts, went for the all-in play, but XM, he had Fairy Fire, he had one charges, he's able to boost back up, turn that play around, and the support's there at the right time. That's a huge turnaround play for XG. When you pick XM, these lane dominators, you cannot let him fall. His Sniper and Shadow Fiend have been go-tos for Extreme for a while, for a reason. They build a lead, they take the map over, they take that tier 1 mid incredibly fast. If you gank that hero once or twice and he falls, a lot of the momentum goes out the window. So keeping him alive is pivotal here for Extreme Gaming. Also building up a lot of stacks for the Shaker. This is something Falcons are eyeing. They would love to get in there and either contest the experience or steal it away with this Pangolier.
But we talked about all tournament long how it feels impossible to do so. You get too close, you're getting echo slammed, you're too far away, you don't get all that experience and certainly none of the gold. Snake King, the best he can do for now is block extra stacks.
They do have a window.
No
echo yet on
X-Nova though still taking so much damage thanks to the healing ward. He will stay alive. And Amar battling out with Ame, but I don't think he's expecting an extra hero here. Shinkyu can't get there in time for a disruption.
This will mean Maureen gets away with some highway robbery on these stacks. Again, no ult on XXS because his lane was so rough. He got tri-lane. Can't go here and threaten that echo. 8-minute power rune, spawns top, invis will go to the Pangolier here. No luck for XM on that one.
An invis rune pickup from Maureen. We'll see what he does with that. I mean, it's actually a decent rune pickup if you're going to be invading Extreme Gaming's side of the map constantly, as they're trying to push XM along. Still has a decent net worth lead. He's already kind of rolling.
XG, they missed the D-ward with this sentry in the river, so Mari knows what's going on here. They're just baiting this SF out. I mean, they do not want to let XM fall in this early game. You can see the prioritization from the supports. At the same time, they're not kicking people out of this lane and they're not hitting that tower, which is the progression we saw with the SF when they played it earlier.
Right.
That game spiraled really fast. This is getting stalled out a bit. This is buying time for the two side laners of Falcons to scale up here.
And Amar, he's feeling like on his Magnus game that the game is going to be slow enough that he can go for that Helmet Dominator. He's not going to be rushing the Blink Dagger, which, considering the lack of pressure so far from the Shadow Fiend, I'm inclined to agree with him.
This is the normal progression you want right here. This is going to help you scale
Early Omni Slash, and Amar, he levels up the RP, but he will not be able to outlast the Omni Slash.
What a find from Ame. The timing on that is tight with the next wave coming in. You really have to get it on point. He had the exact damage. I think that was literally the last slash of that ultimate.
I mean, Ame asked for the Juggernaut. You better be perfect with these Omni Slashes because this hero is so hard to work otherwise. Omni Slash is just such a fickle spell in that regard.
But he is a Juggernaut master, right? This is his hero. He asked for it in this moment. You have to deliver. Meanwhile, stacks have been being built up for Falcons, and at the same time, the Naga Siren is denying the stacks over on the Extreme Triangle. Snake King has been a menace with the blockage.
Yeah, 9-4. Extreme doing a lot more of the stacking, but considering the fact that Maureen hijacked probably 3 or 4 of those.
They did not get them all.
Yeah, feels about even.
Still is XM picking up the farm right here. You did not get that early kill on the Shadow Fiend, so he's going to continue to power up. You just have to trade it out with some Empower efficiency of your own. Diffusal done for Maureen. Haste Rune in his bottle. Could be a nice little point to look for something if you're Falcons. He's really strong around the map right now. Not a lot of ability to control this Pango either in the fight. That's the one downside for this lineup against the Pangolier compared to some of the ones we saw earlier with that Bane being banned out first. You don't have a BKB piercing disabled to control Rolling Thunder in this game.
Timing of this is going to be
They
pretty
won't go.
Extreme are
They'll bring aura items.
XXS just needs another 200 gold and he will have a Blink Dagger. So
Aura items save support
right now, which they are, 2-man smoke, Crit, and Maureen.
They want Ame.
Save item, shield be
He gets spin off. This might not work, but you have RP.
RP straight to the Stack Storm. He gets off the spin initially. They're still going to go for the kill. The teleports are coming in. He may need a disruption to bail him out here. He got off that disruption right before the Static Storm finishes him with the silence, but it's not enough. Too much with the Rolling Thunder on top of everything. Falcons, they just bring too many heroes to this. And Extreme, desperate to bail out their carry, just give more to Falcons.
Such a nice timing to hit with this Pangolier. You even get to hold the Haste Rune. And you always have this RP threat on the Jug. You can't just spin TP out. You didn't have Healing Ward available. Didn't have Omni Slash available for 5 seconds. No turnaround potential. They will take this Juggernaut down. An important kill in this laning phase. That Shadow Fiend is still powering up, but if you can disable the rest of the team, it's going to be a lot of weight on XM's shoulders in this game to carry it alone.
Aftershock radius is increased by 40 for every level of Echo Slam.
Any pressure that he got was matched by Falcons rotating supports up here. And while he's not
I
quite
thought
up
the
there with the
Fisher
Shadow
Echo,
Fiend, he's gotten a lot of
but
farm
at
off
support
lane.
I
He's
think
been
ஆஃப்டர்
it's
up
ஷாக்
with a
good.
என்னன்னா
couple of
உங்க
kills.
இது அடிச்சும் தெரிக்கும்ல
And if he
ஷாட்ல
wanted to, he could keep this tower alive.
It's tough against the Pug.
So
No,
it
3
will
points in the
just
blast.
honest
Eknobo
ஒரு
will
ஒரு ஸ்டன்னுக்கும்
eventually get it here.
தெரிக்கும் ஃபுல்லா
You inevitably will
more
open up the
AoE
map
more
with your XG.
damage.
In theory, this is good space for the Jug to use later when you can, aggressively split push with the spin TP out threat. But again, you have Stone Gaze, you have RP in this game.
Yeah.
That is not guaranteed, especially when this blink eventually comes out for Amar. You're going to be worried pushing these lanes super deep as Ame might have to play this game a little safer than you would normally want. Can still scale up really well, but he has to get that Battle Fury online and start putting it to use.
Alreen.
Look at another power rune and a great
serious
damage to this Pangolier.
Yeah, it feels like he's just getting everything he needs right now.
I'd be really surprised if Falcons don't try and start something around this mid lane.
Sweeping through the jungle, they are going to be spotted by this ward. Shin-Q just sitting behind this tree, seeing if anybody on Falcons oversteps themselves.
Those have demonic purge for the power runes. Maybe that dissuades you a little bit, especially if you don't catch the Shadow Demon at the start of the fight. It's kind of the dream catch every time. Take the save out of the equation, take the demonic purge out of the equation, no reflection on the Medusa later on.
Yeah, man, you can't afford to let Amar do this to you. He's taking too much. Falcons are still playing the top side of the map as well, but they're going to sandwich him. A punish.
Didn't
want to go for the Medusa, but they'll catch Amar on the other side, go through the gate, hit him with the blink dagger. And with that a skewer, there's nowhere really to run. They try the static storm to give him some time here, but another 5 seconds till a skewer, and he's just completely surrounded.
Kill to Ame, boosts that Juggernaut up. It's going to finish his Battle Fury right on time. Nice little kill to snag. I almost wonder if he could have TP'd out over that.
எனக்கு இந்த மேட்ச் எக்ஸ்ட்ரீம் கேமிங் தான் ஜெயிப்பாங்கன்னு
This
தோணுது.
Medusa Juggernaut matchup it's a really tough one to measure. In theory, it's good for Jug because he has a little bit of sustain. He can build the mana burn items if he really wants to, Disperser later on. He has a great slash to kind of bypass the Stone Gaze, but it can also just go horribly wrong if Dusa hits her timings, gets a fast butterfly, is taking Roshan's against you, and is just barreling down lanes.
Yeah, she's such a damage soak that a lot of times these Omni slashes are going to feel ineffective if Medusa's in the middle of them.
Looking at Amar again, but without the Shaker, you don't have the damage control to bring this guy down. 2,000 HP with those bracers on tread.
Yeah, he dies once, he just runs it back down the lane. Says, go ahead, give it a try if you want.
கேக்குதா bro?
He's just running at him.
ஜக்கோட அல்ட்ல வந்து பேட்டில் ஃபியூரி ஒர்க் ஆகுமான்னு கேக்குறேன்.
He'll catch up with a glimpse here. Doing what he can, but of course, too many disables, not going to be able to teleport away. A 5th kill for Falcons, but on the other side, a much bigger one. Skeeter, hit by the disruption. He got the Stone Gates, they're going to turn themselves away. The Krogers stall him up a little bit, but he's already out. Extreme really didn't commit too much for that. They could have tried to go for the Requiem, but
it's hard to get that angle. Once that SF is already on top of when you disrupt, it's difficult to walk in there and get that Requiem, believe you have the DPS to bring him down. He had full wand double Lotus.
Yeah, that is pretty tough to get through.
A tanky hero at this point in the game.
So why not make the same play as last time? A little bit of feint up to the top lane and then back through the gate. Sandwich Falcons again on this play. If you want to keep playing aggressive down here, we'll keep picking off the heroes. This time they only get the support.
Malrine bait an illusion, but
he does not have a TP scroll, but he does have Rolling Thunder.
They're going to see he does not have TP.
Can they get in front of him anyway? Nice, fast.
And they TP'd XXS down here as well. Maybe feeling
like he was back here, but SF will
not be there in time, and this is going to give up a lot of map control. Mid wave pushing in, top wave pushing in. Medusa illusions. Fuel to the fire here with some Dark Troll Summoner creeps.
Tower denied by
போன மேட்ச் நான் பார்க்காம இருந்தேன். அர்ச்சா வச்சு என்ன எப்படி விளையாண்டானுங்க?
அர்ச்சா ஆஃப்லைன் அவன் ஃபார்ம் பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தான்டா. டேய் அவன் மிட் இவன் செஞ்சு விட்டான்டா.
They'll get the 100 gold for it, maybe take some neutrals, but it's not the smoke that they wanted, especially with all this damage on this top tower.
If you're XG, you also don't want this game to turn into some sort of, Naga ratting the lanes fest where you can't catch anything and you have very little information. This hero can make the map miserable to play. There's a rune denied.
Nice deny from Snake King.
But I like that dead even in this game 5. This was not a game that was just
பயங்கரமா கண்ட்ரோல் பண்றான் ப்ரோ. இங்க அங்க போய் பிளாக் பண்றான், இங்க வந்து இது பண்றான். பண்ணினே இருக்கானே விடாம டைம்.
Naga is very annoying.
திருப்பி லாக் பண்ணிட்டான் இத.
அவன மட்டும் வியூ விட்டா எல்லா லேனும் புஷ் பண்ணிக்கிட்டே இருப்பான். 24/7 புஷ் பண்ணிட்டே இருப்பான்.
என்னதான் சப்போர்ட்டா இருந்தாலும் keep pushing. அதுதான் பிரச்சனை.
I don't want to be chasing around these illusions all over the map.
If you believe in the Juggernaut Shadow Fiend scale, Shadow Demon can turn it around against them, right? You can be disrupting these illusions around the map, pushing the lanes back in. It's a great support at farming off the back of that. But I agree with you. Like, this is a game you want to get something done with your timings, particularly these blink daggers on the core heroes. Start hunting, looking aggressive for the team fights, looking for Maureen, looking for those two, or at least one of them at the start of the fight. It can be very good for you, and you can bring Ame in there, and he should be able to contribute more.
Oh, that's all.
அவ்வளவுதான்.
இதான் Naga.
Most
இல்லனா திரும்புவானுங்க.
எவனை கேட்டாலும் சொல்லுவாங்க. They just click one button and they fight on their own terms அப்படின்றானே.
Always bail you out of a rough situation. You have BKBs later on, you can power through that, but for right now, it'll get Amar
ஒரு தப்பு அவ்வளவுதான். பாட்ட
super
போட்டு
quick jump from XXS. They were absolutely ready for that play. Still, Amar gets out. Like, this tanky built for the mag.
நீங்க டிபி போட்டுக்கிட்டு இருங்க, எனக்கு நேரம் ஆச்சு அப்படி.
Disruption spells behind him. Some sustain later on. This Naga's going to build some utility.
Quick static storm.
அப்படி.
And they're just running a pack. Quick Pugna kill. Run the second hero into the mid lane. Grab the shaker this time.
Pull him back in with the RP. Rolling Thunder to ensure
ஐயடா தப்பா வருது. அவ்வளவுதான் எக்கோ சலாமி ஜலாமி வரப்போகுது.
ஒண்ணும் இல்ல எல்லாம் போட்டாச்சு.
ஓ யூஸ் பண்ணிட்டான்ல.
நீ வர நீ போடு.
Wait, no, Ame comes in for the side with an Omni
Oh.
slash. Maureen, he gets a lot of damage on him, but it's not enough.
Oh god, lucky bastard கிட்டடா.
லக்க ஓடுறா. ஓ பாஸ்.
Now pause as Ame's kill attempt falls short. One hit. He didn't want to spin
இல்ல என்னன்னா
as you might sacrifice your ability to get
அவன்
back out.
வந்துட்டு எல்லாமே அவன் மேலயே விழுந்தது. பக்கத்துல ஒரு டிஸ்ரப்டர் கூட
குடுத்தறலாம் பாக்கற வாங்கிக்கற மாட்டேன்.
சரியான கிளிம்ஸ் எஸ்எஃப் போயிட்டான்.
நீ போட்டுக்கிட்டே இரு. வீட்டுக்கு போய் போடுறவா.
போட்டான் ஒரு ரைஸ் போட்டான் கிளம்பிட்டான்.
At some point in that sequence. Unfortunately, you lose your shaker at the start. SF goes in, he gets ghosted out. You go in with the Omni, he needs a little bit more follow-up damage. This lineup has to play together to achieve those kills. And right now, Falcons
extreme gaming தான் தோணுது, but this Naga is a shitடா. அங்க ஜெயிக்கர் மாதிரி போச்சுனா பாட்ட போட்டு கிளம்பிட்டு
அது மெதுசா வர இருக்கான் கடுப்பு.
அது கொஞ்சம் ஆனா ஜக் அடிச்சிருவா மெதுசாவ.
என்ன பிரச்சனைனா நின்னு அடிக்க முடியாது, அடிக்க போடணும்.
நின்னு அடி.
Pangolier just ghost shoves it.
Yes, கரெக்ட்டா போட்டானா கேம் மாறும் bro. அவ்வளவுதான் bro.
It's going to be a lot of map pressure
It's all on the checker.
The thing is அந்த பக்கம் அந்த ஹீரோஸ் வந்து ES அல்டில சாவ மாட்டாங்க.
Then you're really going to struggle.
Even if you hold them, they won't die.
Use your playmaker you want off the map.
Medusa won't die. Tango won't die.
To deal with the lane pressure,
Madness won't die.
Looking for the glimpse, force the spin. I don't think Amar's in range here to try and turn it around, so no damage, no foul after that pause.
Yeah, but they won't even they first of all they won't even
Phantom Lancer மாதிரி கூட்டாலாம் நிக்க மாட்டாங்க.
That's the scary part here for Extreme.
See, they won't be ஒரு ரெண்டு ஹீரோ ஒரே இடத்துல நிக்க மாட்டானுங்க. அது பெரிய கஷ்டம் அந்த மாதிரி கண்டுபிடிக்கிறது. சப்போர்ட்லாம் தான் எங்கேயோ ஒளிஞ்சுக்கிட்டு இருப்பான்.
It's going to be so crazy to watch because Extreme Gaming, they already had the blink dagger on the Earthshaker. We saw the effectiveness of that when Amar tries to make his jump, but then you're also going to have a blink dagger very soon on Shin Q, and that's going to be a big pickup.
Oh, look at them eyeing Amar down here. He blinked into XM.
And he sure did. He brought XM with him when he tries to skewer away. One raise, where's the stuns? They've got none. They only have damage, and it's not quick enough.
Into that skewer. I take me with you.
It's going to be a pretty hard game for them again.
Sick attempt to find the Magnus, but again, the tankiness of this build pays off.
Yes,
Amar's able to play very aggressessly and get out.
Yes, a disruption.
20 minutes.
Tormentor.
Yeah, Falcons. See all these heroes from Extreme on the other side of the map. They know this Tormentor. It's all theirs. And so the shard, that'll go to Snake King. It's a really nice upgrade.
He's so rich now. He's only going to get wealthier.
Song of the Siren giving max HP regen per second, so when he gets the save off. But then there's something even more special. Max mana regen as well. That's even more effective with this Medusa.
It's great for all their cores. Beautiful shard to get this early in the game too. Means you could just finish up that solar crest, go into other utility. They already have a drum on crit. Early utility online for Falcons. Butterfly done for Skeeter. This lineup is hitting a power point.
Once again, XXS baiting out X-Nova, who's going to try and play for the Wisdom Shrine. No overextension, though, from Falcons. Not yet. Beyond the slash is laid down. It's sticking on to Maureen. No, it's sticking on to Skeeter. He gets a lot of damage done. The Stone Gaze goes out. The Rolling Thunder has used so many ultimates. Popped by Falcons. They do not control the Wisdom Shrine. That goes to Extreme. Extreme able to chase and punish. But I think they're happy just to be able to get something out of Falcons without losing anything in return.
Honestly, this Omni Slash has been doing
But if Omni Slash is they can go back.
You get BKBs on these other cores, you commit in with that single punch, you know, Echo Slam,
battle fury manta முடிச்சிட்டாங்க 20 minutesல யப்பா.
Some of these heroes are going to explode. Even if the song is over top, the burst damage is insane. This is what XG are gearing up for right now. They will have to hit their stride in the next 10 minutes here before this Dusa becomes impenetrable. That is Snaking's job. Slow this game down. Buy time for the Medusa to get to the
button வெச்சிருப்பாங்கடா 1 2 3 அப்படிட்டு 1 செலக்ட் பண்ணி அங்க ஒரு இடத்துல கிளிக் பண்ணுவான் 2 செலக்ட் பண்ணி ஒரு இடத்துல கிளிக் பண்ணுவான் 3 செலக்ட் பண்ணி ஒரு
That'll be something different for Ame to have to contend with. He's trying
பழக்கம் தான்
of his own.
அவன் வந்து ஒரு என்ன ஒரு 500 வாட்டி ஆடி இருப்பான் அந்த ஹீரோ வெச்சு மேலயே ஆடி இருப்பான்
500 வாட்டி எங்க அவங்க பொறப்பேதுதான்.
I do not envy Jinxu's position in this game to decide between an offensive disruption and a defensive one. Which one do you need more? It's very tempting to go for that offensive disruption on the Dusa and turn those illusions against Falcons. At the same time, you use it offensively and you don't have it to bail out one of your cores that gets RP'd or Static Storm, you're going to really regret it.
That's true. And maybe that's where X-Nova is going to have to step up, because he also has a save available. Maybe it's not as effective, this Decrepify, depending on what sort of damage is being thrown around.
And the illusion is pretty good.
I mean, Falcons, it's a lot of physical damage, to be honest. Anytime you have a Pango, that's just going to be core that's all physical damage. So.
I mean, Pugna's always annoying on that backline. It's just the
that does more damage than a Manta illusion.
You pull this hero away from XG's formation. Very hard to turn that sort of fight around.
And $1 million Echo Slam வருமா சொல்லி
ஸ்பாட்லயே பிடிச்சிருவான். நீ இங்கே நில்லு எங்க போற
அந்த Echo Slam ஞாபகம் இருக்கா? இதே இடம் தான் கொஞ்சம் தள்ளி பழைய டயர் பிட்
ஏஏ அல்டி விழுகும்.
It's $1 million. And that'll finish up the BKB for Amar as well. He feels untouchable at this point.
அவனுக்கு ஜெயிச்சிட்டு இருந்தானுங்க அந்த ஒரு எக்கோ ஸ்லாம்னால தான் தோத்து
போயிடுவாங்க. Of these ultimates to bring these heroes down and win the fight overall.
The Naga Siren with the
வாங்கிட்டான். நாகா பிளிங்க் வாங்கிட்டான். முடிஞ்சு போச்சு. என்ன செண்டா வேணா அவன் ட்ரை பண்ணு.
But the BKBs can't allow them.
குதிச்சு சாங்க போட்டுருவான். ஏதாவது சண்டை நடந்தது சேவ் அப்படியே செட்டப் பண்ணுவானுங்க, இல்லைன்னா பேக் ஆயிடுவாரு.
Put you all to sleep and reset the entire situation.
ஏதோ ஒரு இது ரீஜன் கொடுக்குமே, அது என்ன ஃபேசட்டா?
இது ஷார்ட் ஹெல்த் ரீஜன் மானா ரீஜன்.
நான் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ரீஜனா இருந்தது.
there you go. இதுதான்
ஷார்ட்
அவ்வளவுதான். HP
முடிஞ்சு போல இருக்கு.
And it's all about the Juggernaut's timing.
இல்ல bro இல்ல விளையாடுவானுங்க.
You need the damage.
அப்படி சொல்லி தோக்கடிக்க வைக்கறான்டா.
They take that bottom lane. The It was pushing in mid, so they didn't even risk any heroes. Falcons staying grouped up together. Now the Medusa is going to hit that mid tier 2, and it's going to disguise a smoke push in from Falcons. 3-man smoke into the triangle, not finding anything just yet. Extreme, they've called their forces back to base,
but they did not recall Ame.
Pinty பிடிச்சிரும் bro.
Pinty பில பண்ண முடியாது.
He backs away.
RP போட்டு நிப்பா.
RP போட்டு நிப்பா. நீ எங்கேயும் போக கூடாது.
RP போட்டா Pinty கேன்சல்
RP எல்லாத்துலயும் கேன்சல் போட்டு. RP goes through BKB.
There's no way that Extreme are going to go.
Disruption. They're smoking out.
Sneaking பாதி HP
Since
ஆயிட்டேன்.
they're not afraid to take some sort of
இதுதான்
engagement,
பிரச்சனை.
or at least look for a pick off all this
Disruptor,
Aegis is online.
dispersion.
There's a lot
வார்டு
of
செக் பண்ணுங்கடா.
information
ஏன்டா
from
செக்
Falcons
பண்ணாம
with these
இருக்கீங்க
deep
வார்டை?
lane wards once again.
அங்க பாரு.
These are into some
இப்போ
nasty
சலாமா
ops.
ஜலாமா
Not being killed right now.
ரீப்ளே கட்
XXS, he'll try and cut that mid
நான்
wave.
இந்த இது விழுதுல டைட்டன்.
Thanks to
இது
his
ஹெவியா
shard, it's made a
விழும்.
little
அந்த
bit
ரெண்டாவது
easier.
அடிக்கிறது.
Falcons instantly
ஏவோ
running back to
இன்க்ரீஸ்
this
ஓடுறானுங்க ஓடுறானுங்க
Oh yeah, they've got so much vision.
உனக்கு வரானுங்க மாட்டா மாட்டா
And on the return, X-Nova, he's fine. Amar, he thought about stretching out for that skewer attempt, but
I mean, you gotta know there's vision here now. You either find it or you vacate the
மெடிசா
area.
தனியா இருக்கங்க வாங்க வாங்க வாங்க
இருக்குடா.
Getting corralled early in
அவனை
this
ஒரு
game. I
தட்டி
mean, the
கொல்றதே
numbers don't
கஷ்டம்.
look too
இது
bad.
ரெண்டு தட்டி
They're losing a
Ah,
lot.
மாட்டா,
இது
மாட்டா,
பிரச்சனை.
மாட்டா,
இது
மாட்டா,
பிரச்சனை.
மாட்டா.
Going for the offensive disruption.
மாட்டா
Little harass.
ஹராஸ்டா.
yeah, with the illusions combined with a
See,
couple
look
of
at that
stuns,
man, you know.
Dusa
Yeah,
does
per
take a
பாய்
lot of damage,
25
but
மானா
That's a
போயிடுச்சு
lot of
போயிடுச்சு
damage, actually,
25%.
yeah.
ஏகஸ் இருக்குடா.
they do.
ஏஜிஸ் இருக்குடா இப்போ இப்போ ஈஸியா அந்த
Both
ஏஜிஸ்
ways.
இது
There's the
பண்ணிடுவாங்க
Scotty,
இப்போ
however,
பாரு
2000
கண்ணா
mana
செத்துருவான்
pool.
It'll be the downside of the Scotty as
செத்துட்டான்.
பாட்ட போட்டான் வரட்டா மாமே
அவ்வளவுதான்.
Still, the RP
பாட்டை
has to be
போட்டான்.
used defensively
RP போட்டு
alongside
ஸ்டாப்
the song.
பண்ணிட்டான்.
They just gotta run. Echo Slam got used, but XM does not get off the Requiem.
How did he not get that off? You
போட்டுறானுங்க
have to be
ஒருத்தனாலும்
instant on
பரவாயில்ல.
these jumps. The cores have
ஆமாமா.
to go together.
முடிச்சிட்டா
One
ஸ்காடி
jump is
முடிச்சிட்டாடா.
never going to be enough in this game. It has to be 2, maybe 3.
வடிவா.
ஆமா ஸ்காடி முடிச்சிட்டான்.
Big
அட வந்து
mistake
3 minutes early than
Does get
normal.
to the butterfly on
இவன்
Ame.
butterfly
You can still look
முடிச்சிட்டான்.
for something with this Omni Slash, but there's still
ஜக்கு.
the dire vision in your
Bad.
jungle.
MKB
Never
ஒண்ணுல்ல
got
ஆனா
rid of it.
இவள் அடிக்க.
ஆமா.
Your own vision is going to be
இவனுக்கு
in
வேணும்
danger.
அவனுக்கு வேணும்.
Because the early gen pickup from Falcons. They're going to push into this side of the
அங்க
map
பாரு.
again. Once again, looking for a glimpse play. They know XM doesn't have his BKB. He just has to Requiem. Hope that the fear pushed them far
மாட்னா.
enough back. But
ரீல்.
Mac is going to chase after his thinking. Got him on the
ஓடுறான் ஓடுறான் ஐயோ
போடா
நான் இல்லப்பா
இப்போ இல்லையோ.
கிரீப் வேலை பார்த்துச்சு பாத்தியா.
He's trying to get there
Echo
somehow,
இருக்கு.
wrapping through these trees
thank you.
areas,
Tata,
but
bye-bye.
he's just not going to be able to get
டிஸ்டர்ப்டர் இலியூஷனே அடிச்சு கொள்ளுது.
அதான் அதுதான் ப்ரோ அதுதான் ப்ரோ நான் தொட்டது.
உங்க ஊர் ரிவார்டுனால தப்பிச்சுக்கிட்டு இருக்கான். அவன் MKB போறானா அவனுக்கே அவன் ஆப் ஆயிருவான்ல.
Echo Slam available
That's
on that
a
floor.
problem.
Of course,
Big
Falcons go
counter
in
for
there knowing
Medusa
it's
is this.
cooldown.
I mean, even
After
just
this
an
mana
Omni
shield
Slash
change.
probably would have won them the fight. But Ame, understandably, he has to work towards his MKB. As soon as he gets the MKB, he can take that man fight against the Medusa, perhaps. But until then, it's so difficult.
ஓகே
He
மாட்டா
believes in his skill.
மாட்னா.
He believes in the matchup.
BKB
Once again, XM
போடு.
spotted another ward, another deep ward that spots him on his
போடு
way up
BKB.
here. And now Skeeter's on the other side, trying to get in front of him. He's going to go
அப்போ
for the
இரும்.
TP away.
அடிச்சிருவான்னு நினைக்கிறேன்
And
glimpse
Skeeter,
அடிச்சிருவாங்க
he does. No, wait,
BKB
the
இருக்கு
glimpse
டைம்
back, he
இருக்கு
gets a BKB.
கடைசி செகண்ட் அடிச்சான்
Very
Very
close.
close.
So close.
இல்ல இல்ல அவன்
செகண்ட்
டிபி
சாவடியா 5
ஆயிட்டான்னு
செகண்ட்
வை. இல்ல இல்ல அவன் டிபி ஆயிட்டான்னு வையேன்.
Carrying through this
அப்போ ஒர்க் ஆயிருக்கும்.
has now expired for Skeeter.
மாட்டிருப்பான்.
Playing field is
அவன்
even
டிபி
once
ஆகாதனால
again as some
டக்குன்னு அங்க
damage coming out for a
ஆயிட்டான்.
lot of these heroes. And the more important one, Ame,
அந்த ப்ளூ கலர் ஆர்பு வரும்லடா.
before he heads into that MKB.
அது
இல்ல
உளுந்தது
இன்னும்
அங்க.
BKB இருந்துச்சு
From that
அவனால
Fisher and was just like, oh, if I had a blink
ஆமாண்டா.
what a world
அது
of
அவன்
difference
டிபி
could have been.
ஆயிருந்தான்னா
Another opportunity like that shows up.
அதான் டிபி
அவன்
ஆயிருந்துமே அவன்
It makes sense with
பேஸுக்கு
this lineup.
வந்துமே
They have
BKB
to jump
இருந்துச்சுன்னு
together.
சொல்றான்
Ame
வந்திருக்க
needs to be
மாட்டான்னு
able to
சொல்றான்
get in there when the opportunity presents itself. You may never get another
Okay.
one. And you have to get in there quick because that song is going to come out and reset the fight no matter what opening XXS finds.
ஒன்னாண்டா அவன் காசு பண்றான்ல.
Absolutely the right call.
அவனோட இடத்துல இருந்து அந்த ப்ளூ கலர் ஒரு ஆர்பு வந்துட்டு அவன்
MKB
வருவானா.
also being built up from
ஆமா.
Skeeter, just a true mirror
அவன்
match.
காஸ்ட் பண்றப்ப அவன் கரெக்டா அந்த டைம்ல டிபி ஆயிருந்தான்னு வையேன். அவன் பேசல.
Ame's been sitting
ஓ,
on
அந்த
board for a
டைமுக்குள்ள
while.
BKB
Now
முடிஞ்சிரும் அதனால
Nova
வந்துருவாங்க
realizes, uh-oh. He started going through the gate. Falcons thought better of it, though.
என்ன காத்துக்கின்னு
His words have been on
But I
point.
don't know
Another
if it will
off
work.
down here. Doing some work.
அப்படிதான்
He keeps
ஒர்க்
getting
ஆகும்.
closer and
பட்
closer to the
ஆனா
gate.
அவனால
And finally, Falcons, they just pulled the
ஒரு
trigger on
இன்ச்சு
him. Like, well, okay, we can catch him.
ஜஸ்ட்
But no,
மிஸ்
hides away
3
in the
அளவுல
trees.
தப்பிச்சிட்டா
Skeeter
அப்படிங்கிற
went
மாதிரி தான்
first, did not get him with the Gorgon's grasp.
Space created right there.
Oh, absolutely.
அம்பு
Any bit of
விடுறா.
space for Extreme is worth its weight in gold right now. As Aghanim Scepter is almost done for XM alongside that level 20.
இப்ப ஃபால்கன் தானா இந்த
Big
வாட்டி
power spike to have.
இது ரொம்ப ஒன் சைடடா இருக்கு
So
லைட்டா
much execution
இதுவரைக்கும்
necessary
இவனுக்கு
here
ஜெயிச்ச
for
மாதிரி
XG
ஒரு
to
ஃபைட்டும்
fight them.
வரல
Yeah, and they're going to need every bit of that because
இவனுங்களும்
it
லைக்
feels like they're
பயங்கரமான
gonna have to
ஃபைட்
contest
உங்களுக்கு
Roshan.
This is a scary Aegis to go away. Your high ground defense is not great other than disruption. You're likely getting skewered off it. 2 lives on Skeeter. That's just too much mana, too much HP to get through.
ஆன் டாஸ் இருக்கு.
Especially with Horn Toss available for
Kidnap
Amar.
கமான். அங்க பாரு.
Win probability has swung considerably
My
here.
God.
Oh man.
இப்படி குறையுது
XG,
ப்ராபபிலிட்டி
they have their
வீலுக்கு
work cut out
ரைட்
for 'em.
மெடுசா
There are
மெடுசா
pathways to victory in these fights.
அதுதான் பிரச்சனையே இந்த கேம்.
It is a very thin margin.
Yes, this is not quite like game 4. It felt pretty much
லிங்கஸ்
unbendable
இருந்தாலும்
for
செகண்ட்
Extreme
ஸ்கில்ல போட்டு
Gaming.
கிளியர்
This
பண்ணி
situation,
விட்டுட்டு அவன்
you
இதை
can
போட்டுருவான்
definitely see they
டிஸ்கிரிப்ஷனை
have the
போட்டு
scale, they
விட்டுருவான்
have ways to be able to make big team
டிஸ்கிரிப்ஷனை
fight
அல்ட்டு
plays. But it is without a doubt in Falcon's advantage. It probably will be for some time.
So much
இதை
can go
போட்டு
wrong.
டிஸ்கிரிப்ஷன்
Like you
போடுறாலே
go in with
முடிஞ்சு
that
சோலி
Omni,
அவனுக்கு
bounces to a random Naga illusion and dies. There
மெடுக்கு
goes a lot of your damage. Yeah, you get songed on the jump in because someone doesn't BKB, that team fight can be over. You get stuck in the stone gaze while you're trying to Requiem, XM can just be a sitting duck. All these little interactions can just absolutely ruin what you're trying to do right here with the burst jump. And Falcons know it. They're going to send illusions out. They're going to play for the vision. They're not going to try and give you an easy opening. And if Amar sees a
நல்ல
jump,
பிக்குன்றீங்களா
he will take it.
இல்லன்றீங்களா இந்த
They grind it out.
ஃபைட்டுக்கு
Another tormentor.
வேற பிக் இல்ல
Another
அவங்களுக்கு.
charge for them.
மெடுசா
Roshan's gonna
அடிக்கிறதுக்கு.
be spawn point's gonna be
So either
soon.
Jug or PL, but
Somewhere in this
PL I
next
don't
3
know.
minutes. Extreme Gaming, get the map control while you can.
Mars rewarded. Extra skewer range, really nice here with this horn toss buildup.
Yeah, you move these heroes far enough away,
PL would have
it
been
may
a better
not
choice,
matter
no?
what kind of team fight Extreme Gaming is able to put together. They just can't reach the hero that is pulled apart.
To me, it's on Ame and this MKB.
சைனா நம்பர் 2
Can
F5
he
டிஸ்ப்ளே
land a good Omni Slash in that fight? Can he output the DPS? He gets here, he has a chance to bring this Medusa down. He has a decent shot to bring the Pangolier down, even in a Rolling Thunder. Maureen's very susceptible to just getting burst down by this Juggernaut. Doesn't have a defensive item. No Ghost Scepter online yet. Buys it out, flying it now. That's going to be a huge pickup for him.
Yeah, we've seen part of the problem with this
Understand.
matchup for
Okay.
Pango in this tournament.
And that's a problem
The
for
Rolling
him
Thunder's
also.
in. There's really not much he can do if he gets Omni Slash. He just has to steer his way into neutrals or his own team.
But they
and hope that
picked
the Omni Slash
knowing
bounces
this
off it, but if he is
disruption is there.
isolated, it's just
Aha, Hantas வருது.
Falcons are building up the cheap answers right now. Double Ghost Scepter across their two cores as the MKB arrives. The Mag and the Pango.
Goes fishing, finds the horn toss. Disruption, but only halfway through. And Maureen's going to ensure the kill, at least trying to with the Rolling Thunder.
Ooh.
Makes no protects himself. There's an
Oh, he escaped.
He's trying to make it to his team. Maureen is still alive. No, he goes down. And Shin Q finishes him off with the demonic purge.
அந்த சிங்கிள் கிரீப் காப்பாத்திடுச்சா ப்ரோ டிமானிக் பர்ச்சோட இதா
கொண்டான்.
They can just catch Skeeter, but the Fisher was just a little bit off the mark. Now he's teleporting away. The Croaker stopped. Disruption. Disruption. Oh, he was halfway through that animation.
Shin Q, you were on the precipice of finding the biggest opening in this game yet, and he was mid-animation. You cannot get any closer than that.
Robbed what could have been an opportunity for Extreme to take the Roshan, but instead, Falcons will have their heroes up to contest.
Still very clutch disruption. They got confused as to where that target was going to come out. That Omni was dicing up the Pangolier. Did not get the Ghost Scepter off.
Pango almost body hit.
Lucky bounce kind of bailed him out, but he ended up dying anyway.
செத்துட்டானே
They did
ப்ரோ
get a gem
இல்லையா
out of that fight.
செத்துட்டான்ல
Big for Extreme Gaming in terms of that vision advantage.
அந்தரி
Step
அடிச்சது
there for Falcons.
ஜக்கல்ட்.
They were thinking they were getting a free 5. Yeah, out with Blink Aether Lens on this Shadow Demon. The turnaround potential
இவன்
is
தாங்க
immense.
பிரச்சனை Shadow Demon.
Still,
Yeah,
Falcons, they feel strong. They're going to push
Shadow
in this
Demon.
area. Even without the Pangolier, they know some of the ults are on cooldown. And Extreme Gaming, they are very dependent on some of these ults, particularly that Omni Slash.
Yeah, Extreme need another 45 seconds for that Omni Slash.
smoke
And
போட்டுருக்கானுங்க.
Roshan. They're going to leave a Medusa illusion inside the pit. We'll see it as soon as it spawns.
I cannot believe they're pushing up like this without Ame. I don't think you have the damage to take down the front line without him.
The Roshan roars, and that's the call to action for Extreme. They bring their 4-man, but what about Ame? He's trying to make his way over here. They don't know how to do this. Disruption out, and on the side, there goes that Requiem.
Shadow, okay, this is
Skewered back onto the Shadow
என்ன
Demon.
ஒண்ணும்
Got
இல்லையே.
the demonic purge. That is
வச்சிருக்கா
excellent. And to cripple by
illusion
Ghost
எடுத்துட்டான்
They have to static storm this Shadow Demon just to get the kill on him.
This fight is open right now.
It is. Ame wasn't even a part of that one, and now he's got his Omni
Omni
Slash.
Slash
Extreme
வந்துருச்சு.
Gaming, there is an opening here.
They do not want to press it.
Can they force the fight? Can they take the Roshan, or are they just going to sit back and play for more time?
Was such a clutch find from XXS. He saw that Pango for a brief second try and go up to that hill. That ward did so much work and just instant jump. Can see the difference now between here and that fight earlier. You get the stun on the Pango, XM, you better instantly get in there. You have about 2 seconds to make your play or it's gone.
Skater is still playing inside this pit. Another roar goes out. Extreme Gaming well aware of what's happening here. Stalling and stalling.
Ame is just farming. He's doing Ancients right now.
Yeah, he's almost to a Swiftling.
It's like calling their bluff. It's like, you're not going to do Roche.
And he would be right about that with Roshan now swapping over to the other side of the map. Just another minute of farm time for Ame.
He made the most of it. Omni slash back up, almost level 25. To smoke and try and contest this. Yes. XG will not give up.
But Omni slash போயிடுச்சுனா முடிஞ்சது. I don't know if he can man fight that much.
Dire Ward scouting the entry to their triangle, but does not see them deeper in.
There's so much vision. Amar, they blink backwards on XXS.
There were creeps scouting.
Deal with the Watcher. Roshan's already dead. The smoke on Falcons. Now on the offensive, looking for the glimpse pickoff. Found it on X-Nova. Pull them back inside the Static Storm. These supports are worth the ultimates. The saves are too annoying for Falcons. They let the Medusa lead the charge. They don't have to risk anything else.
High ground push பண்ணானுங்க amplify damage.
It's done for Ame, and he's pushing to level 25 soon. Can this juggernaut, can Ame carry this for Extreme? They have put everything in this juggernaut basket.
I don't think there has ever been a more important Omni slash.
Omni slash that matter.
History of this game right now.
But
if this is
இல்ல bro, ES உள்ள இறங்கி illusions எல்லாத்தையும் clear பண்ணி விட்டானா Omni slash will be fucking crazy.
Must be at an all-time high.
அது கரெக்ட்டா காம்போ போடுவானுங்க.
You are with the spells sometimes.
It just doesn't go your way.
It just doesn't go your way. Luck can play against you.
You leave it up to fate. Can you find that opening? Refresher arrives for XM. You'll have double Requiem to play with. Might buy you a lot more time in the fight, a lot more control too if you can land the double fears on some of these core heroes before the Stone Gaze comes out. Maybe make a zone of control so this
I'm switching my support to Falcons.
All that goes out the window, of course, if Amar just finds the jump with the Horn Toss Skewer. But Jinkyu, he's been ready for those plays. Disruptions have been pretty on point.
Yep.
It is also something Falcons can play for, right? I go in with the Horn Toss. I know the Shadow Demon's going to show. Someone else get that Shadow Demon when he goes for the save. It can be a two-sided play.
Knowing how important this Omni Slash is, and the counter is right there. Everybody knows it. Lotus Orb. Look at Crit's gold. You make the call. What would you do? Would you get the Static Storm or would you go for the Lotus Orb? They have Song into Static Storm, Ag Static Storm. It feels like a guaranteed team fight win, but at the same time, Lotus Orb is the ultimate defense against Ame right now.
I would go Ags just because it's so guaranteed with the Naga. But Crit, he always plays for the team. He always makes the right play. I think he's going to go the Lotus here. It's going to try and reflect that Omni.
No, he's bought out the Ags. He's already bought 3 of the components. 500 more gold until he's got an Ags. Somebody funnel him some gold. Amar fishing, got the Horn Toss, and Fisher's not going to stop the Skewer back into the Static Storm. It goes once again. The support is picked off. There is still this annoying Shadow Demon with the disruptions, but it's on cooldown for a bit. Skeeter will take that chance to hit a tier 3 and take down the tier 3 in quick succession. There's that axe. Flying out for Crit. If they get the right, no! It's going to be Extreme jumping first. They go all in for the Magnus, and they've got him.
Look at Skeeter. He got feared into the base.
He did. He got pushed in deep. Falcons get a bit separated, but Extreme, once again, they're playing it slow. They hit the Fisher now, the follow-up. Ame, he's making the call to jump in. Takes a lot of damage. Oh, no, they're all done. They flash. No!
No buyback.
What about
Omni slash support over Timra விளையாண்டான்.
Didn't get it off in time, underestimated the burst damage, was trying to hold it for the second life and paid a massive price. No buyback available for this Juggernaut right now. He is 600 short.
The team gave him an opening. They got the pick off.
He got too greedy with it.
Now the team has to hold for him. Can they weather through Skater? A minute and a half left on the Aegis. They're trying to chip away at it, see if they can take it for free.
It's like you have to wait for the Juggernaut here. I mean, you go in and Requiem this, but it's just not doing enough right now.
Disruption.
You have good stall mechanics at least. This is not going to be the fastest push. But this will be a lane.
At least 2 lanes.
And there are no tier 2s left. Falcons won. They can keep this going. 40 more seconds till Ame's back up. 1 minute on the Aegis. Falcons have made the call. They're going to go another. Maybe not.
You might not get another chance like that in this game, especially with that Ag Static Storm online. RP available. All the ults up for Falcons in 2 seconds. and you still have Aegis for 30. XG even have any smokes left? They pop
GG,
Falcons.
A horn toss. Oh, if he could find
XXS, that would
be a beauty.
To return the favor.
Maybe it's X-Nova once again. Toss back to the team.
Disruptor alter இருக்கு. 20 seconds தான்.
And they have to play 4 versus 5. Ame's finally back up. The tier 3 is almost dead though. Skeeter keeping up the pressure. 14 seconds till the Aegis will despawn. They'll back away, let the regen kick in. And a smoke up from Extreme. Hoping that Falcons would continue to take the fight as the Aegis expires, but they'll make no mistakes here. It's time, Avery. Snaking has Song of the Siren back up. He's got a Blink Dagger.
I mean, this could just be it. You find a great clump here. You drop that Static Storm. This game is just over.
This could be the killing blow. Extreme Gaming, you have to play with speed here. They have to make the initiation. They have to be so fast that they beat out Snake King's Song.
They used their last smoke as well. It's about to expire. The vision is not on your side. The buybacks are not on your side. You're missing the two big ones here.
The creeps are pushing in. The illusions are pushing in. The Naga Siren, the Medusa, it's all over the place. Falcons will give them a moment of reprieve. 2 minutes until another Roshan. They've got such an advantage. There's no need to rush things with this high ground pushes. They are dangerous.
Let the Naga illusions do the work. Let your high ground wards do the work. You have so much vision control right now. Why take a bad fight when you can take a great one?
இது வர்க் ஆகல ஓவர்லி உங்களுக்கு வர்க் ஆகுதா
அது ரீஸ்டார்ட் இது ரெஃப்ரெஷ் பண்ணுங்க சரியா
அத ரெஃப்ரெஷ் பண்ணேன்
கொஞ்ச நேரம் ஆகும்
Yeah, they already have all their shards. There's nobody to get it from this Tormentor.
ஓவர்லி ஒரு மாதிரி சைடுக்கா போயிருக்கு
You have almost every advantage you could ask for Falcons. They have Ags on almost every single hero. They have a shard on every single hero. Extreme Gaming holding on. They've got a couple ultimates. We've got the Refresher on XM. We've got the level 25 on the Juggernaut. Opts for the lifesteal.
He needs BKB though. He cannot enter the fight unless he's just instant Omni into spin versus the Static Storm, versus these RPs, versus the Rolling Thunder into the Medusa damage like we saw earlier. He buys out. I think this is the correct call. But no buyback available for Ame. It will not be available in this next fight.
No room for mistakes here. But it might not even be a mistake. What if Snake King just songs into the base? They're able to just Static Storm. Like, what is he going to do?
You get disrupted and hope you can survive. That is it.
Extreme Gaming are going to have to be so disciplined on their spacing here. Even deep inside their own base. All the way back behind tier 4s.
Yeah, they just don't know where the jump is coming. They have no vision right now. Falcons, they're probably just waiting for next Roche. But you don't know that if you're XG right now.
The illusions are just non-stop 6%. Extreme are backed into a corner. Will they contest for the Roshan? Can they contest for the Roshan? Is Falcons even give them that opportunity? Or they just make Roshan roar and then smoke into you?
Yeah, there's no way they just sit in the pit. I mean, maybe you sit Skeeter in there, but it's not going to be a clump fight that you can take advantage of. There's always going to be Naga illusions on you. You're running out of smokes in this game as well. And the big questions for these cores, do you buy out in these situations? How valuable is your buyback versus something like a Refresher on that Shaker? 6k gold on XXS. It's do or die. The Refresher might win you that fight. It could win you the game. Buyback could also win you a base fight. Might not even be able to get to the shop. That's another concern here.
The Soul's cast speed, so we're going to have some instant Requiems going out. He's got 2 of them. That is so much damage if you are right on top of a hero.
Think of how much control he has to go into.
Oh, yeah.
Double Song, Ag Static Storm, Stone Case, RP, Rolling Thunder. Any of these spells can mess you up.
XXS buys out that Refresher. He's playing for the all-in.
Could have buyback available if he gets 500 more gold or so here, but that is not an easy task with how little map they have to work with.
Oh, yeah.
There's just no way Ame can get his up.
They're getting the crumbs that are falling off of Falcons' tables right now.
Falcons know it. They're going to play it safe. They're going to play it disciplined. They're going to play for Roshan. Put an Aegis on this Medusa. There's a decent chance he just becomes untouchable. They're getting more Omni/counter ability. E-Blade available for this Magnus. They can build into some more Lotus Orbs.
E-Blade, a Ghost Scepter.
Support, and he got killed. I mean, he just kept getting killed.
Surprisingly, no Lotus Orbs, which they could have just gone for that and let Skeeter hit high ground, just keep, you know, throwing those Lotus Orbs on him, but they played for the bigger kill.
No, they'll wait for the smoke.
Big team fight combo. Falcons back
Roshan
up.
will roar.
Roshan. It'll roar, and we'll see what Extreme do about this. Even if they smoke up, are they going to be able to get there in time?
It just seems like an impossible fight. If you know they're coming, you just saw the play. You make them BKB early to have to commit. There's going to be some RP interrupt.
Got the horn toss once again. The Pugna. Punish time.
Oh my God.
Again. Somebody has to die for this horn toss hero combo. They'll get the pick off. They force the buyback, and they still play the Roshan. The Aegis picked up. XM, he doesn't want to let them just push back into the base. They're going to try and play for this high ground. But again, these illusions are scouting things out. Falcons leaving nothing to chance here.
Snaking is very familiar with playing the late-game Naga Siren lineup in a TI Grand Final. This is a team that knows how to abuse the vision, knows how to look for the jump. They have the vision, they have the jump. This team is in their control right now.
Break it down for me, Avery. How does Extreme win this fight?
Massive Requiems, a great catch from XXS, and the Omni slash
That's all.
He said, what do I need? It's all me, baby. I've got this. Finds an opening on two.
Outworld stuff.
Body stuff,
Too good of a counter to the Omni slash. Ame's making a run for it. He'll get back to the base safely. Falcons have bought back on a though.
They want to end it now. They still have Aegis. They know all the ults are on cooldown. This junk did not do enough with the opening.
Out of mana on the first life here. Skeeter is getting quite low.
They do have a refresh Requiem available.
Yeah.
XM hiding in the trees, looking on this ward. Skeeter backs up. That's a one-team fight for XG, stalling out this Aegis. XXS does it again. This man finds openings out of nowhere. Decisive.
இல்ல இவன் மேக்னஸ் மட்டும் பைபேக் டிஸ்டர்ப் பண்ணிட்டான்.
He just saw a moment, went for it. Two steps in a blink.
You have to play like that in this game if you're going to win it as XG. And the Slugger hits almost killed Snaking. He got hit by two fissures, a bunch of Slugger echo damage. Naga almost died from collateral.
Current ball.
And that was with the song going out. That's
incoming, maybe with ES playing right. There is a great chance for XG to come back.
And it's not always fast enough, and it's not easy to get through these Requiem fears. 2.5 minutes left on the clock for Skeeter. Round 2 here for Falcons. They buy the mag to continue the push. As XG trying
both the
to
towers.
wait for ultimate cooldowns.
The banner gets dropped, and the damage, it's coming so fast. Extreme had to cobble together some sort of idea here. Ame, he'll blink forward, deal with the banner.
Does have buyback
on
now.
Cooldown.
It's worth mentioning.
Rolling Thunder, that's going to be a bit wasted here. Maureen tries to blink it again. Very awkward. Very far forward.
There's no punish, though.
Mega.
That'll be a second lane. No response from Extreme on that.
They are being pushed to the limit here.
Don't
break. That has been the motto of this squad, but you can only bend so far.
And amp damage is in that top rune. Falcons.
Oh, do they see it? Does someone go back to check?
See it, man. Skeeter setting up 2 minutes. He wants to force this now.
Look, A on disc, ready to be assembled for ATF. You might not be able to get that same kind of play on the Magnus anymore.
One building left till Megas.
You gotta go here.
HP, where's the jump? They make the jump now. Try and hit for the Requiem. The RP gets locked down as well. Song. Still though, the fear pushes the Medusa inside.
There's a song.
For now. Trying to stall things out. Got the Static Storm out. Glimpse back onto him. Refresh. He couldn't get off the BKB. He's in trouble. The Decrepify's gonna wear out. XM now he gets off the BKB. He's making a run for it, but the Stone Gaze will allow Skeeter. He'll take Megas.
XG against Megas. Need to find
he doesn't want to let him leave. He's running straight to him.
Oh, jeez.
He challenges Crit, but a cheese goes off. Crit, he's alive for now, but he's separated the rest from the Medusa refresh, and now he's got lots of suns. It's a win for a little bit more. Requiem, Fisher, everything they have. A jump forward goes after Crit once again. Way to bash. Still though, the Medusa trouble. Ame
that
with the song, and they can't stop him. He's
song.
flying away. There is no stuns.
He didn't omni him in the ghost blade because he felt like he was gone, but the song bailed him
My
out.
God.
Falcons escape with everybody. Another
GG,
Oh
opening
my
GG.
where
God.
XG
Good game,
just
good
falls a
fucking
little
game.
short.
The fight recap shows Extreme Gaming, you got nothing out of that. You've given up Megas. They have the lineup to hold up against Mega. The game is not over yet, not by a long stretch. But it does feel like Extreme Gaming is just bleeding, and they haven't really gotten any control back in this game. Maybe this Aghanim Scepter, though.
I mean, there have been very few comebacks against Mega Creeps on the TI main stage. There has never been a comeback against Mega Creeps in a Game 5 on the main stage. The pressure is building. It is almost too much, but XG, they are not out of this game yet. 5% chance they will take those odds if they can find one more opportunity to output the damage. Ame, he buys out yet again in this game, consumes an entire Ags. He will have the Swiss Slash to throw out now. More tools in his arsenal.
It'll be a little hard for Skeeter to make that same raid with the Outworld stack
Ags
that he
is
did
good.
before.
This Ags might change.
More control. That buys a lot of time for Ame to go in and deal some serious damage. And they
As a refresher,
serious damage to that Medusa.
Yeah.
As bad as the fight outcome was for you, you got Megas.
Yeah,
You didn't get a lot off of that.
But
You
check
gained
it.
some confidence in taking Skeeter down. You did. He died very fast, especially to XM's
Trigger have to take off
It helps so
Naga,
much that
or it's
both
gonna
the
be a pretty
Requiem
hard
and
fight.
these long-range Fishers, it pushes a lot of these Falcons heroes who are trying to sit behind the Medusa. It pushes them so far away that Skeeter just ends up on an island.
Exactly. Isolate the Medusa, take him out. Even if a clutch E-Blade comes through,
Anga
you
Varuna
be able to
Hex.
push through it. Always
Shadow
have the demonic
Phoenix.
purge to throw on him. Guarantee the
Yes,
Omni
can
lands
go
outside of
fuck
the
that
Outworld
Naga
stacks here.
means, yeah.
Falcons.
ES can't fuck Naga, bro. What are you
Try and
talking?
reset this game a little bit.
ES can't do any damage to Naga.
Still firmly
He can
in
hold him
control.
there,
Yeah,
but he can never take
You're gonna have to close this one
kill him.
out.
then
Only one that can
SF
kill him.
should go.
Yeah, no, Jug in SF. SF is okay. I mean,
Double
but
hex with refresher on the SF. Double hex with refresher on the Earthshaker. Quad hex potentially coming out from XG. That is a lot of control to fight through.
That's like 15 seconds of disable. What do you even do?
No BKB on this Dusa. I mean, you could just throw all the hexes into Skeeter, remove a lot of damage from the fight. You might get RP'd, but if there's no one to kill you in the RP, is it going to do that much here?
Look at all the Lotuses he's stacking up, man.
Oh, they are stacking them.
Another Tormentor. Once again, nobody to take the shard, just some gold for the squad. We're going to be playing 50
They will
seconds
use the
until
sun.
Roshan has the potential to respawn. I think this is a situation where Extreme, no way they can contest. It's just going to be a good old-fashioned base defense. It's just going to be sitting on your tier 4s, daring Falcons to get closer and closer to your fountain, where the buybacks are more potent.
Those buybacks are everything now for XG. Ame, you're pretty much capped out. You just got to play for maybe a refresher, maybe a nullifier somewhere in this lineup, but buyback is a lot more important at this point.
I mean, if he could get to refresher, that would be sick. 4 different slashes to get around these Outworld staffs and these Ghost Scepters.
Gotta abuse the fact that the fight is gonna happen in your base and you're gonna be able to reset a couple times. At the same time, I mean,
postponed.
if you can continue to find
No,
levels in
it's
this
spawned.
game,
Let's spawn.
1, 2
the
minutes.
Shadow Fiend level 30 talent for some extra Shadow Raise damage, all these small things can add up here. Probably need to win a fight to get here, at least 1 or 2.
End full fight
You look at this net worth lead. A lot of this net worth lead for Falcons is on that support duo, which
Smoke
can play a
போட்டிருக்கானு
huge role.
Haunt
but
us.
it's not necessarily
எவனையாவது
into this
தூக்கிட்டு வரணும்.
core man fight. And we've seen how quickly that fight can go XG's way.
போறப்ப அவனை தூக்கணும் இல்லைன்னா காலி.
He's ready to put together if this initiation goes wrong, but it doesn't. He got the opening on the
Bro,
Shadow Fiend
போடு.
straight to the Static Storm. That's going to be a buyback.
No disruption in time. A clutch pickoff for ATF here. He will reach 25 off that extra RP stun duration, can also be very impactful.
XM doesn't use his buyback right away. He's going to wait for Falcons to make another push. And Falcons are certainly going to go for that push.
அடிச்சு கரைக்குது ப்ரோ
How
டவரை.
many times can they find this fissure opening? Every single time he goes for it, there's this risk that XXS responds fast enough that somebody, one of these supports, managed to get off some sort of save.
The awkward timing here, Roche up in 40 seconds. You have to know that this is in the range for the spawn interval.
Yeah, maybe Falcons, maybe they just go back. Maybe they've taken this SF kill, but maybe they can't actually force the buyback for the risk. What if they lose this fight? What if they give up Roshan?
The safe discipline play is to take Roshan here. 2 lives on the Dusa is what lets you break the high ground. As tempting as it is to force the fight without the SF, it could go horribly wrong. And then if you lose that Roche, it could all slip away. They're thinking about both. They went to the pit, now they're back to the base. ATF, he's made the call. He wants to look for somebody.
Once again, the Pugna, because why not? A disruption, okay. Gets thrown out onto the Magnus. Lotusor bounces it back, and it's still the death of X-Nova. Man, it's just not getting to play any Dota right now.
They go for Roche.
Still, though, they popped another Stone Gaze for this. The XM's back up in 10 seconds. It's actually feeling like even though Falcons are getting these pickoffs, they still can't get a
T4 is going.
They just have to go to Roche.
Most important things in this game right
Good.
now are the buybacks for XG
Done
and
for
their
good.
clip. These are the 2 things they need
Tower
to
fell.
maintain in this game to have a fighting chance in that base
That's
defense.
GG.
Doesn't matter how much lead you grow from here. The fight is not going to change that much. Maybe Refresher on crit gives you a little more potential, but
Buyback
you
1
reached your potential with this lineup. All the playmaking is there, and XG, they want to contest this Roche.
This is crazy.
This is absolutely insane. Going into all the vision, all the control, you can get substatic stormed at a moment's notice.
And creeps are still hitting their tier 4s. They haven't even pushed the base out yet.
They're just going to get thrown. You have to go back.
You have to go back. There's no way you can stop this Roshan Falcons. They play it cool. They back away. 5-man smoke up. And now they're heading into the base.
They lost tier 4s off that. They lost so much.
They realize that Extreme are a bit out of position. If they can get to the base before some of these other heroes, they can get yet another pickoff. It's X-Nova again.
Okay, BKB is Naga used.
Does not have the buyback.
Yeah, refresher also no, so he'll just refresh after.
Is that enough, Falcons?
Ooh.
He's tired of this. No, the Lotus Orb. Swift Slash. It was just a Swift Slash.
Zinc use
Meanwhile, he just died in an instant. Skeeter took him out. And oh no, XM got bashed up.
GG.
He tried to go for the run for him.
Payback character.
XG crumbling right now.
They're wearing through these heroes one by one. And Ame in frustration, he managed to get his
static store.
And his song as well. Still though, the spin gets off the slash spin and bounce backwards. It didn't get onto the heroes. Now what do? You need a refresher, XXS. He can't go back. He has to go in. He has to use everything he has. Refresher into the Echo Slam. They get one. They got lead. Half HP on Skeeter. Ame fighting for it. Can he take down Deuce?
Song. Oh my.
And now a refresh. When he comes back up, snaking and
Oh my god, snaking. My god. GG.
It's a Falcons victory.
GG. Good fucking game. Falcons took it.
Will you be denied again?
3 times denied. A horn toss and it's over.
GG bro.
அள்ளிட்டு போய் கொத்திட்டானுங்க. ஆமே கர்சஸ் ரியல்.
அமர் செஞ்சுட்டான். மேக்னஸை வச்சுட்டு செஞ்சுட்டான்.
This series went to a game 5. That game 5 went to the 58-minute mark. It
done and dusted.
every buyback XG had to hold on
Poor.
to that game. Every tower in the base.
Chai.
Push it to
Suji
the
bro.
limit. They gave ATF the hero.
Suji bro
that has
irukara.
been Ame's nightmare time and time again. The Magnus will
Ingara.
once more
Hello.
shut
ஆமா இருக்கவங்கள பார்த்தானா
bro என்ன bro XG தோத்துருச்சு bro.
a long time in the
டிராப்ட்ல எனக்கு தெரியும். பார்த்தேன் மெடிசா பார்த்தாலே மெடிசா இருக்குது கேம். ப்ரோ மேட்ச்ல எல்லாம் மெடிசா எடுத்துட்டாங்களா?
வேகல
இருந்துச்சா
செம்மையா பண்ணிட்டான். அமர் MVP எனக்கு.
போய் பக்கடா அள்ளிட்டு வந்து கொன்னு
ஆனா
அவன யூஸ்லெஸ்
என்னதான் அந்த XXS
ஆமா ப்ளே வேற லெவல்
அந்த
பயப்படுறானுங்க.
ரெண்டு
பார்த்தாலே பயப்படுறாங்க.
அமர் தான் அதான் போய் எடுறாங்கறாங்க. இப்போ ட்ரினிட்டி வெயிட் பண்ணிருக்காரு அவர் தங்கச்சியை காமிப்பாங்க.
The moment of triumph. The International 2025 champions, Team Falcons!
ஓகே.
வின்னருக்கு எத்தனை மில்லியன் ப்ரோ?
இது கம்மி
தான் இந்த வாட்டிலாம்.
ப்ரோ $3,000 $300,000 $3 million போட்டிருந்தானுங்க.
2 million நம்ம 2.5 million
$2.7 million.
ஃபர்ஸ்ட் பிரைஸ்க்கு
இல்ல டோட்டல் பிரைஸ் கூட அவ்வளவுதான்.
பிரைஸ்
இது இவங்க கொடுப்பானுங்களா கம்பெனி எடுத்துக்குவானுங்களாடா?
இல்ல பேர் மட்டும் இன்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணிடுவானுங்க அவ்வளவுதான்.
இல்ல அந்த காசு இப்ப இவங்க கம்பெனி எடுத்துக்குவாங்க.
கம்பெனிக்கு தான போவோம்.
கம்பெனிக்கு தான்.
அவங்க தான் சம்பளம் கொடுக்குறாங்கல உங்களுக்கு.
பிரைஸ் மணி கொஞ்சம் கொடுப்பாங்கல? இல்லையா?
கிடையாது. மேபி அப்ப பிரைஸ் பூல்ல பிரிச்சா இருக்கலாம்.
அதான் இருக்கும்.
கோச் யாரு தெரியல?
AUI அதான் AUI
2000.
சாமே பாவம் எக்ஸசஸ் பாவம்.
அப்பா நாங்க போட்டோம். எங்க
அதென்ன AUI ட்ரீட்னா புரியல என்னது?
பிளேயர் ராங்க கோச்.
இந்த மாதிரி 6 கரெக்ட் ப்ரெடிக்ஷன் 8 இன்கரெக்ட் ப்ரெடிக்ஷன் 2500
அடிக்கிறானான்னு பயந்துக்கிட்டே நிக்கிறேன்.
ஆமா என்னடா இவன் இவ்வளவு கத்துறாரு?
இவன் ஒரு பைத்தியங்க ஆக்ஷன் ஃப்ளெக்ஸ்.
நானே போட்டு பாயம் ப்ரொஃபஷனல் ஸ்டூபிட்.
Thank you my family.
என்ன சொல்றான் ஒண்ணுமே கேக்கல.
Thank you my family.
வருது.
ஆமா
சவுதிகாரன் தான்.
என்னோடதுலயா?
It's just the beginning.
பேசுறதும் இதுவும் லேட்டா.
Just
the beginning. சரி.
இந்த ரிவார்ட் எப்ப தருவாங்க?
அப்ப கொடுத்துருவாங்க. முடிஞ்சில்ல. அத அப்டேட் போட்டு கொடுத்துருவாங்க எல்லாரும்.
தோ இவதான்.
ஆமா.
இது நல்லா இருக்கு.
Amar we can get married அப்படிம்பா.
ஐயோ என்ன?
I was part of a squad that helped Crid win TI after he tried so many years. I'm
Middle
just
East,
so
man.
happy for him. And obviously for Amar and Maureen to win TI at such a young age is a privilege, and I'm kind of jealous. But yeah, they did their part, and I'm just so happy for everyone. Thank you so much.
ஏய் யாரா அவன் நடுவுல வந்து?
அண்ணன் மாதிரி இருக்கான். அமர் அண்ணன் மாதிரி.
இல்ல அவன் தான் ஓனர்.
You have been the glue that has kept this team together. You always
ஸ்னேக்கிங் தாங்க.
and they have always
கடைசி சேவ் வேற லெவல்.
நிறைய மிஸ். அதாவது வந்து இவங்க ரெண்டு பேருமே செம்மையா விளையாண்டாங்க. டிராஃப்ட் பண்றதுல மட்டும்தான் இருக்கு. நான் 5 கேமுமே அப்படிதான் போயிருக்கு. எவனோட டிராஃப்ட் நல்லா இருந்துச்சோ அவன் டிராஃப்ட் ஜெயிச்சிருவான் அவ்வளவுதான். இந்த இதுல வந்து நிறைய விட்டானுங்க. நாகா சைரனை விட்டாங்க, மேக்னஸ் விட்டுட்டாங்க, மெடுசா ஜக்கெல்லாம் ரெஸ்பான்ஸ் எடுக்க வேண்டியதே போயிடுச்சு.
அதான்
ஸ்னேக்கிங் செமையான ரோல். ரொம்ப டீப்பான ரோல் பண்ணாங்க ப்ரோ ஸ்னேக்கிங். ஸ்டாக் டிஸ்ரப்ஷன், ஸ்டாக்கை எடுக்கிறது, விஷன்.
inscribed on this trophy, and now you are joining the ranks of Dota history. On just your second
நின்னுட்டு இருக்கேன்.
கொஞ்சம் திமிரு பிடிச்சவன்.
திமிரு பிடிச்சவன். ஆமா
அழுதுட்டான்.
ஏற்கனவே அழுதுட்டான்.
சாங்கிங் எடுத்துட்டான்னு வச்சுக்கேன் அவ்வளவுதான். அது ஆட்டோ வின்னு வச்சிருந்தான் அவ்வளவுதான்.
அது மிட்ல செஞ்சுட்டான் அந்த மேட்ச். ஆனா கதற செஞ்சான் எல்லாரையும் போட்டு.
இந்த மேட்ச் ஜெயிச்சதுக்கு காரணம் மெடுசாவும்
நாகா
சைரன் தான்.
எவ்வளவு
நல்லா கொடுத்துட்டான். மேக்னஸ் கொஞ்சம் ஈஸி இதுக்கு.
ஆமா அவன் ஜிங்கியூ நல்லாவே கவுண்டர் பண்ணிருக்கலாம். அவன் ஏன் பண்ணலன்னு தெரியல. கொலாப்ஸ் ஒரு வாட்டி வச்சு செய்வான் பாத்தீங்களா ரூபிக் வச்சு அந்த இதுல மேக்னஸ
லிஃப்ட் பண்ணிடுவான் டப்புன்னு.
ஒரு செகண்ட் தான். ஏன்டா கத்துற? பக்கத்துல தான்டா நிக்கிறேன்.
அது
ஏன்டா
என்ன ப்ரோ
கத்துற?
ஏஐ ஏஐனா
AI
அவன்
2000
Dota நீண்டா. நீ ஏன் டாக்டர் கேமிங்னு வச்சிருக்க அந்த மாதிரி தான்.
Thank you, Stas, carrying TTI. But no, thanks for all the people who make this game so great. Honestly, like
இப்போலாம் 5 கேம்லாம் ரொம்ப
அவ்வளவுதான்.
கஷ்டம்.
இன்னைக்கு எப்படி ஒரே குஷியா தான் இருப்பானுங்க.
இல்ல நீ யோசிச்சு பாரு ஐஸ் 5 கேம் விளையாண்டு தோத்தானுங்கன்னா எக்ஸ்ட்ரீம் கேமிங் என்ன
எக்ஸ்ட்ரீம் கேமிங் 8 மேட்ச் விளையாண்டுருக்கானுங்க.
ஆமா ஆமா லோவர் பிராக்கெட்ல
5 மேட்சா 8 மேட்ச் இன்னைக்கு மட்டும்.
என்ன படுத்துட்டாங்க அவ்வளவுதான் பிரைன் ஜஸ்ட் ரைடு.
இவனுங்க 2 பேர் தான் இந்த திமிரு பேச்சு ஆரம்பிக்கிறதே இவனுங்க தான்.
இவன் ஒரு ஜாலிக்கு படுத்திருக்கான். இவன் நீ ஏன்டா படுத்த? நானும் சும்மா படுத்துக்கிறேன்டா அப்படிங்கிற மாதிரி.
This moment is the culmination of 9 different TI attempts. When many people would have given up.
இது ஸ்னேக் இவன் தான். ஆமே தான் கொஞ்சம் பாவமா இருக்கு பார்க்க அவன.
எத்தனை வாட்டி தோத்தமா? இதே எக்ஸ்பிரஷன் தான். ஃபைனல் வருவான். வந்தா சுட்டா செத்தா ரிப்பீட். வந்தா சுட்டா செத்தா ரிப்பீட். இந்த PSG LGDல இருக்கும்போது தான் செம காமெடியா இருக்கும். பின்னாடி எல்லாம் பட்டாசு வெடிக்கும். பயபுள்ள இப்படியே உட்கார்ந்துருப்பான். அந்த ஒரு மீம் இருக்கும் பாத்திருக்கியா?
எவனுமே பேடா விளையாடல. அதான் எனக்கு புரியுது. எவனுமே பேடா விளையாடல.
பாக்குறியா?
ஓஜில இருந்தானே ஜெயிக்கலையா?
ஐஸ் இப்பதான் பார்த்து ஷாக்காரான். அதானே ஐஸ்.
இல்ல நான் முன்னாடியே பாத்திருக்கேன்டா. மேஜர்ஸ்லயே பாத்திருக்கேன்டா அவள. அம்மாரோட
பாத்தியா?
தங்கச்சியா தானே?
தங்கச்சி.
பத்தியா நீ 5 பேர் தான் பாக்குறோம். பின்னாடி 10 பேர் நிக்கிறாங்க டீம் ஃபால்கன். இது எப்படி அந்த 3 மில்லியன் எப்படி இவனுக்கு மட்டும் பிரிச்சு கொடுப்பாங்க? எல்லாரும்
மொத்த பிரைஸ் பூலே 3 மில்லியன் தான் ப்ரோ. 3 மில்லியன் டாலர்ஸ் தான் ப்ரோ.
அதான் மொத்தம்
2.7 மில்லியன் தான் மொத்தமே. அதுல இருந்து ஃபர்ஸ்ட் செகண்ட்க்குலாம் பிரிப்பாங்கல்ல.
இதுதான் மெயின். இப்ப பிரைஸ் பூல்ல இல்ல, ஸ்பான்சர்ஸ் தான்.
Enjoy the moment, my friend. If anyone has earned it, it is you.
எவ்வளவு இருக்கு உங்களுக்கு சம்பளம்? மாசம் 10,000 கொடுப்பாங்களா? $10,000.
அதான் கூட கொண்டா.
இன்டர்நேஷனல்ல பார்ட்டிசிபேட் பண்றானுங்க. எல்லாரையும் மறைச்சிட்டு நிக்கிறான் அந்த குண்டு மொட்டை தலையன்.
சூப்பர்.
கையை நீட்னா எல்லாரும் மறந்துடுறாங்க.
அதானே ஏஐயோட கேர்ள் ஃப்ரெண்டா? அங்க பக்கத்துல நின்று இருக்க ஒருத்தி.
நான் கோச்சே சேர்த்துக்கிட்டாங்க.
ஆமா கோச் பண்ணிருந்தாங்க.
கோச்சோட இதுதானே.
that spans beyond the 5 players and their coach to get to this moment to get
ஒரு ஷாக்ல இருக்கேன்.
எப்படி பீச்சோ
ஜி ப்ரோ ச்சே எக்ஸ்ஜி தோத்துருச்சு ப்ரோ. அவ்வளோ சப்போர்ட் பண்ணேன்.
அதுதான் ப்ரோ தோத்துருச்சு.
டிடிஏக்கு பாருங்க தெரியல நம்ம விஷயம்.
Taking me like I mean in 2024 they were the favorites, right? They came into the Copenhagen TI with Crit on the roster, you know, hometown hero. They weren't able
நானும் சப்போர்ட் கிரிட் போட்டுறதா கொஞ்சம் நல்லா இருந்துரும்.
நானும் தான் போட்டுறேன். நடுவுல மட்டும் நான்
ட்ரினிட்டி எவ்வளவு வந்திருக்கு?
14. ஆனா ஒண்ணும் கிடைக்காது போல.
அதெல்லாம் எகிரி இருக்குங்க.
சரி மறக்காம அந்த இம்மாட்ல கொடுத்துட்ருங்க மறக்காம.
இங்க வர நாளா இல்ல எனக்கு 12,000 காமிக்குது.
எனக்கு அப்டேட் ஆயிடுச்சு. எனக்கு 13k வந்துருச்சு. 130k.
இவங்க 17kங்க குளோபல்ல.
ஆமா மார்லின் தானே எல்லாரும் போட்டுருக்காங்க. மார்லின் 43k எனக்கு. கிரிட் 27k
பாருங்க இதுதாங்க.
60k 60.4k
எவ்வளோ
90 தான் ஃபர்ஸ்ட்ங்க.
140k போயிருப்பேன்.
இதுதான்
சப்போர்ட் 60k வந்திருந்தேன்னா போயிருப்பேன். அவன்தான்
combined.
சப்போர்ட்ல போயிடுச்சு.
It had to be Crit to win it then, right? The fact that, like we've already said,
Get
it's his
anything
9th
on
TI in a
better.
row. He hadn't won it yet. He finally
அவரு
overcame it.
சந்தோஷத்துல குதிச்சிட்டு இருப்பாரு.
It's now their second TI in the books. Maureen's second
சரி
ever
எனக்கு
TI play. He
95th மேல
finally gets his
வந்ததுன்னா
win.
போதும்.
It really is
எனக்கு
just a matter
90
of
plus
everything.
வந்தா
And for
போதுங்க.
Amar to so calmly
95.
say when he
I
lifted
want
it, that's
lion
not the end of it.
item,
There's
please
more to
please
come.
give
This
me
is the start.
cool.
This is the start.
இப்பயே வந்துருமா பிரைஸ்?
வந்துடணும்ல ப்ரோ, முடிஞ்சதில்ல.
ஒரு அப்டேட் விட்டு விடுவானுங்க நினைக்கிறேன். எல்லாம் கிராஷ் ஆயிரும் தான் சர்வர் அப்படியே. இப்போதான் அப்டேட் ஆயிருக்கு ஃபுல்லா.
Connected to Dota to game coordinator.
பேட்ச் வருமே. நான் மெயினா பேட்சுக்கு தான் வெயிட் பண்றேன். கேக்குதா?
இன்னைக்கு என்ன புது ஹீரோ ஏதோ ரிலீஸ் பண்ணானுங்க.
ஆமா, என்ன ரிலீஸ் பண்ணல? நானும் ஃபுல்
ஒன்னும் இல்ல, ஒரு மயிரும்
ஒரு ஏதாவது ஹீரோ விடுவானு பார்த்தா மேப் சேஞ்ச் ஐட்டம் கொடுப்பானுங்க. கேவன் ஏதாவது பேசுவான்னு நினைச்சேன்.
கேவன் பேசுனானே. அடுத்த டிஏ
ஷங்காய்.
என்ன பண்ணிட்டு என் பேரே காணோம்.
ஒன்னு கேம் தான் ப்ரோ டெஸ்ட்ராய் பண்ணிட்டாங்க ப்ரோ. என்னாச்சு?
ஒரு ஹீரோன்னு வந்துருக்கு, இங்க பேரை காணோம்.
இருக்காங்களா? இல்ல ஒரு ரீசார்ஜ் பண்ணேன்.
இப்பதாங்க ரீசார்ஜ் பண்ணேன்.
ப்ரெடிக்ஷன்ஸ் போயிட்டு திருப்பி வாங்க.
Eliminate Extreme Gaming with the Magnus. I'm gonna forgive them for that.
Got it. தெரியும்டா.
He will never forget. Like he already has
so 64,000 see that
this one on top for XG. It's honestly so sad and like so trauma inducing, but you got to really
அம்மே கோமாலே செஞ்சு விட்டடா.
Snake King Naga, he's won TI with it before. Create on this
அப்டேட் ஆன
but this guy he's
எல்லாத்தையும் கரெக்ட்டா போட்டுருப்பான் போல.
he can play whatever you
want.
Also, Skeeter on that Medusa, give that
Well,
Magnus
go.
flowers.
Don't
In a
worry,
lot of the
money,
games this tournament, it was Malrian and Amar being the scaling heroes into the late game. In this game 5, they put full faith in Skeeter. They made him the win condition. They expected him to carry them until the very end, and that he did. He is a world-class carry. He is the best carry in the world right now.
At least 97% வந்துரும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். ஐயோ பயமா இருக்கே. இதுவே பயமா இருக்கே. Oh no, oh no.
No, look at them at this TI. They make the meta. They play their heroes. They play them top class, and that's why they win the tournament, not because of some random items here or there.
I mean, it's the fact that it's a team where all 5 players at different points had to shine to win a game, right? It's not a TI where we're looking at one player who's been able to,
எக்ஸி நான் இங்கள நம்புறதுக்கு
நான் இங்க பெட்ரூம் போட்டதுக்கு
நான் மேல ஃபால்கன் சேஃப் எல்லாம் போட்டுறேன். போட்டுறதானே எனக்கு
நான் இங்க வரைக்கும் ஃபால்கன் போட்டேன். இங்கேயும் போட்டுறேன்.
அதேதான் எனக்கு அதேதான். பெட்ரூம் முதல்ல கேளு.
நான் கரெக்டா தான் வந்துட்டு இருக்கேன். பெட்ரூம் கரெக்டா கீழ வந்துட்டு கரெக்டா வின் பண்ணுவான். அடுத்ததுல இந்த கரும் முடிச்சோம். உனக்கு இங்க தோத்து எனக்கா 112
மித்த 2 பேர் பார்ட்டிசிபேட் பண்ணல.
ஆமா
எனக்கு 130k போயிடுச்சு.
அவ்வளவுதான்.
ஆமா 43,000ங்க. வாரல
like everybody mentioned, they had to do every aspect of a team to get to this point.
ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ரோடு வந்து ரோட் இன்டர்நேஷனல் அட்லீஸ்ட் பார்ட்டிசிபேட் பண்ணா சான்ஸ் கிடைச்சிருக்கு எனக்கு. நான் பார்ட்டிசிபேட் பண்ணல.
ஃபர்ஸ்ட் இது வருமா என்னடா
all I need is 90%. 67ல இருக்கேன். உனக்கு get 20k
they took a lesson from that and they applied it to the next one, and you could just see it unfold in front of you. It was beautiful.
I think the entirety of the international, including the road to the international, was beautiful. This one is going to go down as one of the better internationals in my book, that's for sure. This was amazing. We saw great Dota. The games were back and forth. And I just want to talk one moment with you in Germany on the main stage.
I mean, I'm just so happy to be here. Hamburg, ich danke euch alle. It's mein allererstes TI.
இல்ல எனக்கு prediction எல்லாம் தப்பு.
இப்போ எவ்வளவு பர்சன்டேஜ் காட்டுது கரெக்ட்டா?
Thanks to all of you for watching cuz
70% நம்ம
70%
my best moments.
Yeah.
Probably just stepping on like the TI
TT
stage,
percentage தான்
and
எடுக்க
like
முடியும் என்னால.
just talking and
அவ்வளவுதான்.
like getting into, because you're really nervous before, but you
So,
go into it a few minutes and then you
game.
feel like the emotion of the games and of the fans, and you're just like, you're immersed. It's real.
Yeah, people, that's the end of the TA matches. GG's. Got our predictions wrong, but yeah, let's hope to get 80%. And if we get 90%, we get an Arcana. Will be a good thing. Good night. எல்லாருக்கும் நன்றி. அனைவருக்கும் நன்றி.
சரி மூட்ரி
சரி அது
கடுப்பேத்துறது.
என்ன சொல்றான்?
கடுப்புல இருக்கா.
Good night.